It is important, though, that we remember why we're here tonight. Sleepout for Simon 2020 is about showing solidarity with those who haven't got a place to call home. Our goal is not to replicate their experience or pretend to be homeless, but by coming together for one night and by giving up our usual comforts, we aim to raise as much awareness and funds as possible for those who are at risk of becoming homeless in the West. 100% of proceeds will go directly towards Galway Simon's homelessness prevention services.
The coronavirus pandemic has brought about untold changes for all of us. For those facing homelessness, it is a crisis within a crisis. Before the pandemic, Galway Simon services were already stretched more than ever in their 40-year history, and with an inevitable economic crisis coming, they are bracing themselves for an even bigger increase in the demand over the coming months.
So remember to keep calling on your friends, family, colleagues, neighbours, everyone to make a donation tonight. So if you're tuning in as someone who is not sleeping out, please show your solidarity by donating what you can. You will find a donate button right above this live stream, or search galway.sleepoutforsimon.ie if you're tuning in via Facebook. Your support will make a real difference.
Tuair tacic de tastal uan leg agus tá sé ana tawach na dún an nocht go specialte. With the sibh sé gurgur in Sawala, Codgy Lynn and Nocht Liberdol to knippel feckle Hus and Shaw no Curdy Galway Punk Sleepout for Simon Punk IE Matash of Lynn Facebook by Virginia Harvey Wake Chief. For the past 4 years, Galway Simon Community's annual Sleepout has made a significant impact on homelessness prevention services throughout the county. Although this event cannot take place as we know it, whether we spend the night in our back gardens or bed down in the living room, the most important thing is that we continue to come together in solidarity to help raise desperately needed funds and awareness in support of those facing homelessness.
We want to give everyone taking part tonight a special shout out. It is an incredible thing to do, taking time out of your night to help someone else on theirs. Thanks to funds raised through Sleepout alone, in the last 2 years, Galway Simon have supported over 500 individuals and families facing homelessness. That is a difference that you can make, and how amazing is that? So, to kickstart the night, please take a moment to feel proud and keep on sharing your I Donate fundraising pages. We can smash this target together.
And of course, it's not all work and no play tonight, because the Galway Simon community have some fantastic prizes to give out to the most creative photographs that we receive. So we want you, with your families at home, to get creative. Take a photograph of wherever you're sleeping, and we want you to email those photographs to sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. That's sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. There is some fantastic prizes. The top prize this evening, we're going to hear more about this in a second. It's from our friends at Barbaro, and it is a brand new audio-led theatre package, which we'll hear about momentarily, and it can be enjoyed by families from their living rooms in the comfort of their own homes. And of course, we have a fantastic runner-up prize from our friends at Smith's Toys Superstores, and there's a voucher involved there. So that's creative photographs of wherever you're sleeping with your family. Take a photograph, and between now and midnight, as we're live, send those photographs to our email address, which is sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. And also, if you are on social media tonight, we want you to tag us on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Insta, wherever you are, because the more people that know about us tonight, the more that will tune in, and hopefully the more money we can raise. Now, we are delighted to be joined by the Executive Artistic Director of Barbaro, Aisling O'Hucka, and Ashley's going to tell us a little bit about our prize this evening, which, as I said, it's a family pass called Mountain to Mountain. It's an audio-led theatre experience which can be enjoyed this year, particularly from the comfort of your own home. Of course, every year Barbaro exceeds expectations, this year being no different. It's launching next week, and here's a little highlight reel of what's to come.
Barbaro is delighted to join Galway Simon for its first ever virtual Sleepout this evening, and we're delighted that so many of you have come together to support this great cause. And to come out in solidarity with people facing homelessness in our community. Galway Simon really need your support more than ever this year in order to ensure that they will be there for the people who need them the most. So thank you for your support. In fact, Galway Simon's values are very closely aligned to Barbaro's festival theme this year, which is all about sharing compassion and kindness with one another. And we invite you to come to Galway or to join us online from your home between the 5th and the 18th of October. Thank you very much.
Well, This year, we set ourselves a conservative target of €60,000 to raise, and already I can reveal.
Go Mountain is a magical place. Strange and wonderful happenings often take place. Happy travels, adventurers.
Now, an update for you on the fundraising so far. So this year, given the circumstances, we set ourselves a conservative target of €60,000 to raise. And the fantastic news is that starting tonight's fundraiser at 6 p.m, we already, thanks to your generosity at home, have raised over €70,000. So our target was 60, we've raised 70, but we want to continue. We want to beat last year's phenomenal figure of €90,000, and we think tonight, with your help, we can achieve that. As we already said, we need the funds more than ever, and together we can do this.
100% of proceeds raised tonight will go directly towards safeguarding Galway Simon's essential homelessness prevention services, which include a dedicated youth service, a specialist women and family service, a drop-in centre in East County Galway, and a county-wide community support service who work with individuals and families who are at risk of becoming homeless. To give you an idea of the real impact of your support tonight, I want to tell you about Helen and her family, who were faced with the reality of entering crisis emergency accommodation before turning to Galway Simon Community for help.
We were due our third child, and she decided to come very early. She came at 31 weeks, and medical things just started coming out of control. Everything was just getting very expensive, and we started dipping into the rent to pay for everything that she needed while she was in ICU. Between the baby being born and the time that we got our last call, there was just diagnosis after diagnosis after diagnosis on both children. And with those diagnoses came more medical expenses. You're worried about your children, especially with two special needs children. And then you're worried about where the money is going to come from and how you're going to keep their roof over their heads. And you can't sleep at night. And they talked to the landlord and set up a plan with him, which was super. At Christmas, we found out our landlord was selling the house, and we were devastated. We were 10 years in the house, and panic mode started. We panicked. We absolutely panicked. it just feels so safe knowing that the house is ours, the security for the girls. Just, it's unreal. I don't think anybody would understand how you'd feel until you get a house, and a house that is adapted for your family. It's not just security for myself and my husband, it's security for our kids as well. It's safe. It's their safe little haven.
Reminder there of why your help this evening is so important to us, and we do ask that you give what you can. Now, it is Friday evening. It's approximately 7:10, 7:15, so no doubt a lot of young people are at home, families are watching, so it's time to get crafty. We now are very lucky to have the award-winning visual artist Jennifer Cunningham. Jennifer designed the cover poster for this year's Galway International Arts Festival, and I know her daughter Emily, who appears in the video, is watching at home now. So hi Emily, if you're watching. We'll give you a few seconds to grab the crayons around the house that you have, any paints, drawing materials, because this is going to be fun. So it's time to get active. And Jennifer, it's over to you.
My name's Jennifer Cunningham and I'm an artist based in Galway. I work in a wide variety of different media. You can see some of it here. I work in sculpture, paint, print, video, installation, and I was recently asked actually to design the poster for the Galway International Arts Festival. It's a piece called We're All Navigators, and the piece is actually about us as people, as humans, trying to navigate our way through this very uncertain time. I'm delighted to be able to help out with Galway Simon Community's first ever virtual Sleepout, and it's kind of thinking about the kind of activities we could maybe work together on, or that would be sort of suitable for young people and adults. And it sort of got me thinking about the idea of home and how we all have different forms of home. So I just wanted to pick something that would be quite simple, quite easy to do, and quite effective. So I was going to actually make small wee cards or fold out houses that you could send to the people that you're close to. So the first thing that you guys need is a scrap of paper. Any kind of paper would do. I'm using kind of fairly thick watercolour paper, but you can use card, you can use coloured paper, just something that's a little bit stiff. You just get your paper and literally just fold it into 3 different parts, and folding in my doors in here, so it's just a 3-way fold. Ideally this should be in the centre, but if it's not, that's grand. So you're just literally have a bit of paper kind of folded in like that, okay? And then once you get that done, what you can actually start doing is once you have your bit of paper folded into 3, you can actually start drawing your design on the outside of it, and you can then actually get your scissors and cut out your excess bits like this. So we're creating a small little wee house shape. And you can go as simple or as complex as you like with this. And it's basically the outside of the outside of the paper is going to be the outside of your dwelling, and the inside will be the inside. So you can see I've just kind of cut a little wee house shape like that, and it folds out like that. Nice little nifty trick is if you draw your wee door like this here, you can get your scissors And then just simply by cutting the top of that there, you can add an extra layer to your piece by making your wee door fold out like so. Do you see? And you can also, if you wish, cut out windows and things like that, so maybe you can actually see some of the inside from the outside. So I kind of nick the paper first and then get my scissors. I'll cut it like that. And that gives us a lovely view to peek. You can peek through. You could actually even get it like a little wee paper punch and use something like that as well. Great design so that you can see the inside and the outside. So once you've got your bits of cutting done, you can get your pencil and start working up your designs. So I'm just drawing the outside of my house here a bit more, and I'm going to draw people inside it, and whoever you have inside your house, that or whatever you have inside your house, is completely up to you. I'm having a mom and child. You can have just basically people who are close to you. Get lots of different types of forms of family units. So you can just choose what you want to draw. And then once I have my drawing done, I'm literally just kind of going to get my pencils and my colours and actually just start colouring them in. I'm literally just using crayons, colouring my different bits. You can also use little bits of paint as well, but yeah, so you can kind of get away with that kind of thing. I'm going to just show you an example of one I did here earlier. So this one's just going to be coloured in with crayons and pencils and maybe a bit of paint, but you can also actually just use coloured card. So I've just stuck down different bits of paper here first, and I'm cutting out the same kind of shape. And I've just you can use like paper from magazines and stuff. Like, who knows, maybe inside your house you want to maybe put a picture of a desert island or something kind of fancy. Again, I'm snipping the door here and create a folding outdoor. And this kind of leaves me here to be able to add in any kind of details that I want. And again, you can draw something on the inside there or write a message. So you can you can decorate the outside of your little house like this, and you can see that there's actually room for like a little scene inside here as well. And again, like, you know, you don't have to go with coloured paper inside or a drawing like this one. You could actually pick something from a magazine, so maybe you'd want to have like a tropical desert island or something magical on the inside of your house. It's completely up to you. And you can see one that my daughter's made here. This is done with kind of watercolour paint and crayon. Crayon resists the paint a little bit, so kind of acts as a seal. And then you can actually see the three of us inside our warm wee home. That's myself, looks quite like me. That's Emily, and that's my husband Tim. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of different ways you can kind of play around with these little wee houses. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy making these wee cards, and I hope that you enjoy your virtual sleep out. Maybe you get a couple of cushions and sleep down on your sitting room floor, or maybe you brave the elements and go out into your garden and have a couple of hot chocolates and marshmallows. Bring the torches out and loads of sleeping bags and things, and make your tents really cosy. Please remember to support Galway Simon Community's virtual Sleepout.
Check. Thanks very much, Jennifer. Lots of fun for all the family this evening. And don't forget, we have fantastic prizes to give away. Again, we want to see photographs, creative photographs of where your family are sleeping out virtually tonight. Send your photographs to our email address, I'll get this right now the second time, sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. You know we're live. That's sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. Send your creative photographs there. Some fantastic prizes to give away throughout the evening. Now, next up, we're going to hear from one of Galway Simon's frontline staff members, Andrea Fitzgerald. Andrea manages the county prevention services, which are set to directly benefit from funds raised here tonight.
My name is Andrea Fitzgerald and I'm a service manager with Galway Simon Community. I have responsibility for county prevention and outreach teams, Housing First and the Community Detox. We have two prevention services. One is based in Galway City and one is based out in County Galway. So we have a resource centre based in Ballinasloe, County Galway, and we run our outreach and prevention service from that building. I think since COVID-19 hit us in March, what we're seeing is an awful lot of very remote, rural type villages being hit badly. You know, typically we would have always had the larger commuter towns, you know, we'd get large volumes of referrals from the likes of Tuam, Loughrea, Ballinasloe, Gort, but what we're seeing now is the more rural villages, and the prevention pieces are hugely important in terms of reaching out into those villages, because they are the communities that have very little services going into them anyway. It's massively important, you know, in terms of no matter where you're providing that service, but most definitely in rural County Galway, it's a service that is so badly needed. You know, we have a large presence, Galway Simon Community in County Galway, and the reason that it is so important is that, as I mentioned earlier, there's very little services going into rural parts of the county. So when people in very small rural villages find themselves in situations where their tenancies could be breaking down, or there's other factors penciled in, there's very little places those people have to turn. So you know, our name, Galway Simon, is out there now, and you would be surprised at the amount of people that are beginning to self-refer into our service. And the piece around why prevention is so important is that, having worked in I suppose the other side of homeless services and providing emergency accommodation for people, it's massively important that single parents with children don't end up in a situation where they have to be accommodated in private emergency accommodation. It's massively important that single vulnerable individuals don't end up in emergency accommodation, because it can be quite traumatic for people, you know. Since I suppose COVID was introduced in our lives back in March, we have seen definitely from our Ballinasloe resource centre, you know, we've had you know, a massive increase in terms of people reaching out to us looking for practical type of support, because you know, people's income, either they lost it or people that were relying on social welfare interventions, their payments were pushed out to fortnightly, so that to manage to you know, budget within that kind of landscape. Plus, you know, families suddenly found themselves in a position where children were at home, everyone under the one roof. And a lot of those kids would have been getting subsidised meals in schools and aftercare facilities, and no longer was that available to them. So that's the kind of support we've seen people reaching out looking for a lot out in the county. And of course, typically with job loss then comes lack of income, comes lack of ability to be able to pay rents, and that then puts pressure on these families again. So that's all the kind of stuff people have been coming to us around. The amazing thing about all the teams across all services is, I suppose, since March came in, everyone was anxious, everyone was worried, you know, everyone was afraid that this pandemic was going to get in under the skins of our most vulnerable people in society. But the other side of that is we are blessed to have incredibly dedicated, talented teams of people across all the services. I wouldn't lie and say that we haven't been pushed to the pins of our collars, most definitely. I mean, the demand has increased. What we're asking of our staff teams is unprecedented, you know, in a time where we're in the middle of a pandemic. What I will say is, through that very difficult period of time, Galway Simon and my team out in County Galway, we never found ourselves in a position where we weren't able to support our clients, you know. And in a lot of instances we were the only support going into these people. It's difficult, it's difficult for staff, it's difficult for the people that we're supporting. Resources are tight in terms of what we get for the county. You know, we rely heavily on what comes from the Sleepout in terms of providing a service of prevention and the resource centre in Ballinasloe. It will be difficult, but there is a massive need for this service in County Galway. And we just hope that we're going to be able to provide it going into the future. But based on the demand, you know, we need to keep plugging away in terms of trying to get additional funding and that kind of stuff for it, you know. Like I mentioned, you know, a large portion of the funds that's raised through the Sleepout go to my project out in the county. So that provides us to be able to keep Ballinasloe Resource Centre staffed. It also provides us with funds to be able to provide our prevention service out in County Galway. So, you know, it means that we have a staff presence in Ballinasloe, Loughrea, Portumna, Gort, and every little village in between. So that's the practicalities of where the money goes, you know. And then I suppose secondary to that, it gives us an opportunity to provide and be able to assist people with particular funding needs in terms of health and well-being, and all hugely important, you know. And since COVID-19 started, we can see how people's mental health has been impacted by this pandemic. You know, people have found themselves very, very isolated in very isolating parts of County Galway anyway. So it's now that we're beginning to see, because of the way services have had to structure themselves around this pandemic, it's now beginning to impact on our clients. So it's hugely important that we have funds to be able to continue to provide the services that we do. I took part in the Sleepout in Loughrea last year. That was, I would say that was a very phenomenal experience, very humbling experience for me last year to be able to do that. For various different reasons, but I suppose primarily having worked in homeless services for the last decade, you know, and having worked with various teams of people and various different clients throughout the years, to be able to do that last year was, you know, it was massively humbling, like, in terms of being able to empathise with our client base, you know. We had a fantastic team of people in Loughrea last year. It was thoroughly enjoyable, you know. the support that we got off the local people of Loughrea last year was it was massive, you know, and it kept us going throughout that night. And we had such a diverse group of people, but there was such camaraderie on the night, you know, and there was a real bond between the team of people, and you know, I think it was important because I work with Galway Simon. I think it was important that I was there. I think it meant that the unbelievable volunteers that took part in Loughrea got to hear kind of first hand from me where that money was going to be going, you know, and I was able to give them a good descriptor of what was happening in terms of the work in the county. It was an unforgettable night. It was, you know, I think we were all buzzing for weeks after it. You know, we kept in contact as a group of people. Unfortunate that we're not able to do that the same way this year, but the support that Galway Simon got that night in Loughrea was phenomenal. Really, really was. So to all of you that are so graciously sleeping out tonight for Galway Simon, I just want to say a massive thank you. I also want to say, as somebody that took part in the Sleepout last year myself, I know by the time you get to the end of tonight's experience and come tomorrow morning, you'll be hugely grateful. You'll be so delighted that you did it. I think it's a rare opportunity to get a glimpse of what our clients face, maybe on a nightly, weekly basis. And you know what? It brings groups of people in local communities together for a good common cause. So I hope you have a bit of crack, because there will be a bit of crack. But I also hope that by the time you finish this in the morning, that you'll be so glad that you did it, and that you'll sign up to possibly do it again next year, because the funds are incredibly important to our services. And I say this because a lot of the funds go specifically to my service in rural County Galway, and I see every day that the impact those funds have and what it enables us to do as a team, and we wouldn't be able to make that possible except that you're choosing to do this event with us again this year.
Well, you're very welcome back here to the beautiful, might I add, studio at 5 here in Clare, Galway. We're live from now, which is about 6:30, I'm presuming, until 12 midnight tonight. We need your help. We want to hear from you. Where are you watching us from? Get interactive. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to comment under the video. Tell us why you're watching, why are you supporting us this evening, and where you're supporting us from. So far, we have comments in from Liam in Cork, who says hello. Clodagh in Dublin and Harold's Cross is watching this evening. So not just the West, as you can see, and donations welcome from all corners. So do let us know. And also, if you're not watching on YouTube, feel free to use whatever social platform is your favourite and tag us in it, and let us know if it's your birthday, if you've any shout outs, and we'll get to them throughout the evening. Now, this year we're delighted to have the support of Galway GAA, with clubs taking part across the county. So star players Garrod McInerney and of course Damien Comer have their own messages that they want to share with us this evening.
Galway Simon community need our support more than ever, so I'm calling on the people of Galway and beyond to dig deep and raise much needed funds for a great cause. Thank you.
Hi, I'm delighted to support Galway Simon's virtual Sleepout. From all of us here in Galway GA, we'd like to wish the best of luck to everyone tonight sleeping out for homelessness and for Galway Simon. It's a great cause and we hope you can all support. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. We are live here, as you can see, at the studio at 5 in Clare, Galway. Lots more to come this evening. Great to hear your interaction. We have gotten photographs, we've gotten emails, we hear you online and we're seeing you online. Don't forget, we want to see your photographs. Send them to the email address which we gave at the start. We want to to give prizes, of course, to our favourite photographs, a fantastic prize from the Barbaro Theatre Festival as our top prize this evening, and prizes as well from Smith's Toys Superstores. You have been in contact, and a lot of you have been interacting, which is great to see. Some shout outs here this evening. First of all, Joe Nocton, thank you for contacting us. Joe says weather is looking good. Thankfully, the weather is looking good for those of you who are taking part this evening outside. Hopefully it will last. Cora Concannon saying hi, all tuned in Turlough. So great to have you with us, guys. Don't forget, we're live here from the studio at 5 in Clare, Galway for the first ever virtual sleep out for the Galway Simon community. It's an exciting evening for us all, and we do hope you can stay tuned. Keep the shout outs coming. Tag us online on your social media platforms, and definitely comment under the YouTube link. We will endeavour to read as many requests as we can. Now, as I mentioned, our photo competition, tá sé dul neart go neart chur galore of the Shack Air Hannafin. We've got a number of entries so far. We're going to have a look, I'm told, at 2 of the photographs here from 2 different parties that sent them in. Don't forget, prizes going to the most creative. So get your creative caps on, and we will look forward to seeing what you come up with. So here's one now from Colette Callanan, I hear, from the CLG Moy Cullen, and Deirdre Hines, Anya Powers team, leader in Moy Cullen, and Dylan Linsky saying, my humble abode for the night. The engineering course came in useful, so thanks for that photo, guys. Another photo we've gotten sent in to us this evening already. Friends of the Montessori School in Turlough, Joe Nocton of Sports News Ireland, and Sharon Fitzmaurice, who's sleeping out in Corofin, and we will hear from later tonight. So again, sleepout@galwaysimon.ie. That's the email address you need to send us your photographs. We will be announcing the competition winner very shortly, so stay tuned for that. But right now, the Galway player himself is out and about. He was out and about. We're going to pass you over to Kieran O'Malley now, who was in Moy Cullen tonight, interviewing members of Come On Imaniachta Moy Cullen, who were getting a training session in before heading back to their homes and gardens to take part this evening. Let's take a look.
Okay, you're all very welcome here to Moy Cullen this evening. It's a really busy evening. There's so many different games and training sessions going on. But as well as that, we have the virtual sleep out taking place tonight. So I'm delighted to be joined by Colette here. You've a great gang taking part in the sleep out tonight. How's it going to work?
Well, tonight, we have our under 10 camogie girls here, and we have our under 10 hurling football boys as well participating tonight. And what they're going to do is do it virtually in their own homes. And we've joined up with Team Moy Cullen, which is Walter McDonough and Anya Power and David Cox and Edwina O'Toole. And we're all joining as a club around Moy Cullen. All the clubs are joining together to raise funds for the Galway Simon.
And how did the club get involved in this in the first place?
Well, we got involved because I heard you on Galway Bay FM, and we asked Colm, do you think we should do this as a club? And I suppose in particular it's a challenging year for Galway Simon and for many of the charitable organisations to raise funds for these types of causes, so that's fundamentally the reason why.
And it's an incredibly exciting weekend for the club, with the county final taking place this weekend. Is that bringing everyone together in an extra way this year?
Yeah, I think that's been a great spirit around Moy Cullen the last week, and no doubt about it, the club championship on Sunday is a huge event around Moy Cullen, and the girls here, many of them have their captain is Desi Keneally, who is their moonshire in school. So the last few days in Sculwira has been exciting for them, so fingers crossed for Sunday.
I can tell there's a huge amount of energy in this squad here. I wonder what they're going to be like in a few hours' time when they're trying to stay up all night.
I'd say, yeah, I'm kind of wondering I'd say they're planning all-nighters and lots of sugar and lots of movies, so good luck to the parents.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging night.
But it's challenging for the parents more, but anyway, yeah.
And you've raised a good bit so far between everyone. It sounds like a great sum to date.
Yeah, listen, and hopefully over the next 12-24 hours, through the parents and everything around Moy Cullen, we might even generate a little bit more funding for the Galway Simon. Yeah. Well,
congrats and continued success, and best of luck at the weekend. Thanks so much, Colette.
We're doing it for Galway Simon.
Brilliant.
Well done, girls.
Super stuff. Thanks, Kieran. Back to Kieran later on this evening. That's Kieran O'Malley, the Galway player, out and about this evening, I should say. We're getting so much interaction at the moment. We're going to be back. We're going to go for a short break in a moment. after we play the Galway City Choir piece. But before that, I do want to say, continue to send in your photographs to us. We're getting loads at the moment, some great prizes up for grabs, and of course your interaction. Do tag us online. We'll try and get through as many as we can. We have gotten lots in the last 5 minutes particularly. We'll get to those when we're back at 8:30. But earlier on, I did promise you a brand new piece from the Galway City Chamber Choir. We technical difficulties before, we have them solved now. Just to remind you about this, all right? So this week, the choir were obviously in their own homes, isolating as they were, and each of them recorded their own line. They sent it through electronically to friend of the choir, Shane Barriscale, who put it all together. The piece is called The Road Home. And they said that they decided to use this piece, and they chose the name of this piece particularly for the powerful lyrics that are involved, which are quite apt and relevant this evening, and the sentiment of finding your own way home. It's conducted by Stephen Carroll. We are back here after the break at 8:30. Do stay with us. Keep those communications coming through, but for now we're going to leave you with the Galway City Chamber Choir and the beautiful newly recorded piece, The Road Home.
Welcome back, everyone. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I'm Michael O'Keery.
I'm Ciara King, and we are delighted to be hosting Galway Simon Community's first ever virtual Sleepout.
We've already had a jam-packed lineup of entertainment and activities earlier in the evening, but if you missed the first half, don't worry, as there's plenty to come, including a virtual quiz hosted by This Is Galway and Malachy Duggan, as well as special guest performances by Rophie James, Pádraig Jack, John Keneally, Katie O'Connor and Barbara Vulso.
Before all that, though, it is important that we remember why we are here tonight. Sleep Out for Galway Simon 2020 is about showing solidarity with those who haven't got a place to call home. Our goal is not to replicate their experience or pretend to be homeless, but by coming together for one night and by giving up our usual comforts, we aim to raise as much awareness and funds as possible for those who are at risk of becoming homeless in the West.
The coronavirus pandemic has brought about untold changes for us all. For those facing homelessness, it is a crisis within a crisis. Before the pandemic, Galway Simon services were already stretched more than ever in their 40-year history, and with the inevitable economic crisis looming, they are bracing themselves for an even bigger increase in the demand over the coming months.
So remember to keep calling on your friends, family, colleagues, neighbours, everyone to make a donation tonight. And if you're tuning in as someone who is not sleeping out, please show your solidarity by donating what you can. You'll find a donate button right above this live stream, or search galway.sleepoutforsimon.ie if you're tuning in via Facebook. Your support will make a real difference.
Tá bhfuil takeíocht ag tastal anocht, agus tá sé anna tabhacht a dúin ilig, ma tá sibse I gur gurín sa bhaile codí linn anocht le dul. Tá cnipa le fecail thuas an seo nó curdé galway.sleepoutforsimon.ie matáisih linn ar Facebook. Bei Virginia, Harvey Wake, Jeeve.
Well, it's just gone after 8:30. As you can see here in the stunning studio at 5 here in Clare, Galway, we're live with you now until 12 o'clock as we try and reach our target this evening, our target donations of €90,000. Now, as we began this evening, as I said earlier on, we started in a good place. We had a conservative figure, an estimate that we wanted to achieve of €60,000. We started this evening with €70,000, and the update from the break is that we currently stand at €75,000, just over €75,000. So for all of you at home who are donating, all of you who are on the streets getting ready for their virtual sleep out, at home I should say this year, we are so thankful. We have a long way to go to reach our 90,000, but we're very confident we're going to get there, and we have lots of entertainment to keep you entertained, to keep you busy between now and our midnight cut-off. Now, you've been very busy interacting with us. Don't forget, if you are watching us on YouTube, feel free to leave comments. If you are watching us on another platform of choice, be sure to tag us. We'll read out your comments on air. Some of you have done that already. Just to say hello here to people watching from all over the world, not just the West Coast. We start off here with Therese Blake, who's taking part in Killacloher Drive. Hi, Therese Blake. Good to have you with us tonight. We have Aveen Bratnick, who's representing the SKGAA Under-12 girls football. She's sleeping in a cosy tent in the back garden, and I think as far as the weather forecast is concerned, we are in for a dry-ish evening, and I hope that lasts for all you. On YouTube, I'm going to take my phone out here and have a read through the comments. So we are obviously live on YouTube now. Lots of you getting in contact. I'm going to read some of these. Katie O'Connor, who's going to be performing with us later on. Katie said that was absolutely beautiful, referring to the choir we had. Callum O'Donnell, who's joining us from Athenry. He says hello. We have Aveen Bratnick. We've got through Aveen Bratnick, and we have another one here as well from Liam in Macroom in Cork, who's watching us on the West Coast, but a bit further south. So lots more to come this evening. Don't forget, keep donating. The button is at the top right-hand corner. I want to show you a photograph. So we've got a competition running this evening. We want you to, with your family, involve the whole family in the young people, and we want you to come up with the most creative photograph of your virtual sleep out tonight, wherever it is, in your house, outside your evening. We've been getting those in. There's some fantastic prizes. Don't forget, we have our prize to the Barbaro Theatre Festival, our top prize, and also a prize for Smith's, a voucher for Smith's Toys Superstores. A photograph coming up on screen now, I do believe. This is of Mitch, who's taking part in Shanghai. So, Mitch, if you're watching, I'm not sure what time of the day it is now, but it's great to have you on board and great to have you doing your part. Of course, this is the Galway Simon community's biggest night of the year. It's virtual this year, it's different, but we've already achieved so much, and with your help tonight we can reach our target of 90,000. So that's Mitch taking part in Shanghai from a distance with the Galway Grafters, who are taking part in Athenry. Great to have you all with us this evening. Now, we had him earlier on. The Galway player is still on the streets of County Galway. We're going to link back in with Kieran O'Malley now, who visited Tuam earlier this evening, and he linked in with a number of participants who were playing some tunes in the town square.
Okay, folks, you're all very welcome to Tuam. We've made it here cross country, coming from Moycullen, and there's an absolutely unbelievable atmosphere here in Tuam. So the woman behind all this is Suzanne Garvey. She's organised it. It's a fantastic night so far. Suzanne, what made you take part this year?
I suppose I've been involved with the Simon community now maybe 3 years, and I did the Sleepout last year, and I've been involved in the concerts every Christmas, and we do a lot with Acorn Insurance where I work. So I've just always had a grow for Simon. It was very special here last year as well. We had Leo Moore and we had all the guys singing and stuff like that. We raised a good bit of money. The community was amazing. So I just said I had to get on board again this year, even though it's very different. But
and has it been challenging being virtual this year, or have you found people are as supportive as normal?
I actually thought it was going to be quite hard. I thought it would be challenging because I didn't know, with the social distancing and but we have been on the street all evening, like literally on the road, and the cars, I can't believe how much, I don't know where the cars are coming out of, but we've so much cars coming by this evening, so we're just stopping the traffic basically, and I suppose with the guys playing as well, there's a great buzz here, so it's fine. It's not as challenging as I thought it would be.
So are you going to be sleeping out at home tonight? Are you here for the night, or what's the plan later?
So we're actually sleeping out in my front garden tonight. There's 3 generations of us: my mum, my 2 daughters, my sister and her son. So there's 3, so we'll either end up best friends or kill each other.
Well, knowing that crew, it's going to be a glamorous night anyways.
Very glamorous, yeah.
Well, thanks so much. I'm going to go over and chat to Karen now from the Simon community, because you're one of the main women behind this night. Surely at the start of the year, at the start of this process, you were kind of worried, how are we going to fundraise this year? And to come to this and to see the success tonight, you must be over the moon.
I think when in March and April, and when we were totally focused initially on trying to keep everybody safe, and then alongside that we were really very, very worried about fundraising, because we're totally reliant on funds that we get through fundraising to keep our services going. And I think we have a fabulous team, and they're very creative, and they started reimagining before it became a common word this year, and they started to turn the Sleepout into a virtual event, and they've done an amazing job. They really have.
I mean, this is a particularly challenging year for the homeless community in general, so I suppose you had to pull out all the stops, but like the standard that you have brought it to this year, it's incredible. The people you have back in base, the video, even I've never seen a video produced as quickly or as well in the backseat of a car. Like, it is fantastic what you've done in such a short space of time.
I think we're extraordinarily lucky because we have such fabulous support from across the community, and from fabulous people like Suzanne, from Leo and all of the crew who are playing here, from people here in Tuam and in Moycullen earlier, and across the city and county. And that really extended this year to all of the people who've helped us, because we don't have those skills. We're homeless services. We don't have the skills to produce videos in the back of a car, and it's only with all the help that we have from the wider community that tonight is really coming together.
Oh, it's amazing, and it's a credit to everyone involved. Thanks so much. Fingers crossed that you are able to get the same figures as last year. Well done.
Thanks a million. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to go over and we're going to try and get some musical entertainment now. We have amazing singers, we have amazing talent here, so I'm going to try not to trip anyone, and we're going to get chatting to Leo Moore, who's here, who's entertaining the crowds on the streets all evening. So Leo, how are you finding it so far this evening?
We're having a great time. Myself and Mighty are singing here. We're singing songs that we haven't sang together in 30 years, so there wasn't many people listening to us, but we were having a great time entirely.
And that's what it's all about. It's getting together, people you haven't seen in a while, supporting each other. So how have you found tonight? It's been a bit of crack so far.
Absolutely. There's great awareness on the street. I did the Sleepout last year, and while the virtual Sleepout is really only a broad hint at what it must be like to be homeless, it's some education. It's so difficult, and like we all went into the hotel for breakfast and went home to bed. I don't know what I'd have done if I had to walk the streets for the day and do the same thing again, get 2 or 3 hours sleep. And it educates you, and it tells you how vulnerable and how hard it is for people that are on the street. Amazing. Great education.
It is a lovely insight for people, because I know they have their home comforts, they are sleeping outside, they're seeing a bit, but like, it genuinely, there's the crack and there's the fun, but when you take a bit of time to yourself, you do realise what these people are going through and why this service is so important.
Yeah, I think one night for me was very, very difficult. I think if I had to do a week, I don't know would I survive it. It's so tough. I know so much more now about it than I did, and I'm glad, and it makes you so much more empathetic and aware of people.
Absolutely. Well, this is a fabulous night. The support has been brilliant all over the county so far. So we might get the two of you to give us a blast of a tune when you get a chance there.
We haven't been singing these songs since we used to be in the Jersey Bar up in Dublin Road in the late 80s.
86, 85, 86.
Yeah. Go on. It's lovely to hear Mighty singing again. Go on.
I'm a rolling stone, all alone and lost, for a life of sin. I've paid the cost as I walk by. All the people say, just another guy on the lost highway. Just a deck of cards and a jug of wine and a woman's lies that make a life like mine. Oh, the day we met, I went astray. I started rolling down that lost highway. Now, boys, don't start your rambling round on this road of sin, or you're sorrow bound. Take my advice, or you curse the day you started rolling down that lost highway. Started rolling down that lost highway.
Thanks, Kieran. Lots of fun there tonight on the streets in Tuam. Lots more to come. Don't forget 75,000, just over 75,000 is where we currently stand. We want to get to 90,000 euro. With your help, please do donate. The button is above to my left, I'm presuming. So please do give what you can. Now, to give you a taste of the fabulous musicians we've lined up for you this evening, I want to share a song with you now from singer-songwriter, a local singer-songwriter, of course, Pádraig Jack, who will be joining us later on for a live set right here at the studio at 5 in Clare, Galway. So the song and specially programmed cartoon video is called Street Bed Written. It is the first single to be taken from his forthcoming album, Making Sand, and tackles the issue of homelessness, but more broadly, the growing gap between rich and poor.
The mind unlike anything you or I might find in the
When you're street
As you know, 100% of proceeds raised tonight will go directly towards safeguarding Galway Simon's essential homelessness prevention services, which include a county-wide community support service, a specialist women and family service, a drop-in centre in East County Galway, and a dedicated youth service that works with young people aged 18 to 25 who are at risk of or experiencing homelessness. To give you an idea of the real and lasting impact that your support can make, I want to introduce Eve, who has a powerful story to tell about how Galway Simon's Youth Service helped to transform her life.
I was put into care when I was 16 years of age for educational reasons. I was introduced to aftercare at the age of 18. At that time, I didn't know how to cook, didn't really know how to budget. Didn't really know how to live. It just kind of felt like I was 17 one day and then I turned 18 and I was told you're an adult now. You're kind of on your own. So I spent about a year living in private rented. At the time I didn't realise that the landlord was going to sell the house. I also had epilepsy at the time, so I was having quite a significant amount of grand mal seizures. Because all of this stress was going on, I suffered a miscarriage in the second trimester. It just kind of felt like at that time my entire world was kind of falling down around me, not knowing where you're going and, okay, am I going to have a place to live? Am I going to be on the street? I was facing such a low period of my life that I just didn't think I was going to make it through. I found as well it does particularly affect those that are leaving the care system, because obviously they do not have the support of their foster families anymore and they're just kind of told at the age of 18, you're an adult now and you're kind of on your own. I basically just said, oh, the Galway Simon are setting up this place and you can go there and you'll get accommodation and then they'll kind of, you'll stay there until you have somewhere to go. And the support that I was offered there was just absolutely phenomenal. When I was going through that loss, I was set up with counselling. They made me set up a savings account for the very first time. They helped me learn to cook, and there was a number of classes that were available, like pottery and stuff like that, and whatever kind of piqued my interest, they were really good at just supporting me. So I was in the youth service for just over a year, and at that point I was in my first year at university in NUIG. I got into an arts degree, and I think it was having that safety net of knowing that I had somewhere to stay in Galway Simon and I had somewhere to go home to really kind of kept me motivated and kept me going through the course. And I found that when there were stages where my mental health wouldn't be great because of what I went through, and when I felt like I didn't really have anyone around me, I could always kind of turn to the staff at Galway Simon and they'd always prioritise my mental health and my physical health. made me so much prouder at the fact that I was able to continue in college. They set me up with a kind of, they had a move-on program. I'd be living out of the youth service, but I'd still get the add-on additional support when and if I needed it. They helped me kind of find somewhere, and they set me up with DAFT and stuff like that. They'd bring me to viewings. It was really nice. I was just in a comfortable place, and I was able to move on. I was able to move on happy. It was so kind of calming knowing that I'd always kind of have that support if I needed it. Just like, I suppose, like making a cup of tea and making dinner, and just sometimes I like to sit down in the evening and just kind of watch a movie, and then you have the keys, and you know, that's just something that's great and a lot of people take for granted. I'm going into my final year at university. I've got a 2-1 grade, which is pretty good. I'm hoping to apply for a master's in social work. I'm involved in kind of projects like EPIC, which is empowering young people in care, and I just have the confidence to kind of go forward and do these things now. I feel like this is the best stage of my life I could possibly be in at this moment. At least now I can remember that, you know, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary, and you can't kind of get through anything as long as you kind of have the right support around you, and that support is available, you know.
Services is much more than just putting a roof over someone's head. The investment in the health-related supports is a vital contributor in helping people turn their lives around. Galway Simon have a dedicated health and wellbeing team who provide specialist support in areas including physical and mental health, addiction, relapse prevention, life skills, and access to training, education and employment. Next up, we're going to hear from Fiona Thornton, who is the occupational therapist within this team. One aspect of Fiona's work involves facilitating a client-led health and wellness programme that promotes meaningful use of time, encourages active engagement in the community, and helps to establish a routine to support the development of life skills and confidence.
My name is Fiona Thornton. I'm the occupational therapist in Galway Simon community. Part of my role is to help people to establish their own routines and roles and to live life the way they want to do. So for some people it could be looking at what barriers are stopping them from doing what they want to do. So it could be providing equipment, it could be linking them with local organisations, local support systems, managing anxiety, managing mental health issues. So it's quite broad, but I suppose the focus is trying to help people to find an occupation, find what's meaningful to them, and to live their life the way they want to. Part of my role is helping people to find routines and roles. So as a way of, I suppose, encouraging that and introducing that to people, we set up a number of different groups, ranging from art therapy to the Galway Simon Music Project, pottery, physio, I suppose a whole range of different things, which are all, I suppose, based around what the client need is. So from talking to clients, talking to staff, we've kind of established where there's barriers or where there's gaps for people in their daily lives, and then trying to introduce them then into these groups and trying to establish that routine. And from that they get a real sense of confidence, they get a sense of themselves, they develop new skills, social skills, and I suppose peer support as well. And ultimately, I suppose my goal with this is to kind of put myself out of a job. You want people to live independently by themselves with their own resources and their own toolbox. So one of the things that's really, I suppose, lovely to see is at the start of every group, you know, like anyone, there's a bit of hesitation, there's a bit of, oh God, what'll this be like now? And you're very conscious of yourself, and you can see that in people's body languages and the way they interact with people. And, you know, as they get more comfortable with themselves and start enjoying themselves more, that skill development happens, and you can just see people lighting up, they're having fun, they're linking in with people, they're talking to people, and people really come out of their shells as well, you know, and obviously it's a lot easier to do when we're in person together in groups, but with COVID, the importance, I suppose, of those groups and that connection to people was really lost. So we were very lucky that we were able to get funding to get tablets for people and get the technology to support people to still engage within those groups in a virtual sense. So we've been able to set up the music project, and to be honest, actually we've had maybe more people getting involved because there's less of a barrier now. You know, people just have to log on from the comfort of their own environments and click in, and I suppose they don't feel maybe as nervous or as anxious as they would, and you can see the chat and the fun that's happened, you know, that's going on. So this will be my 3rd year doing the Sleepout this year, and it's an event I really, really love, to be honest. From the first one we did 3 years ago, just, I suppose, the sense of community and the sense of togetherness, I suppose, by sleeping out on the streets, and I suppose showing that kind of solidarity with people who are doing that on a regular basis, you know, on a nightly basis, really. And I think everyone that partakes in it, you really get a sense of what it's like, you know. And I think while we're there together with people, there's a sense that it must be so lonely to be there and not have someone to talk to, and not have like just not have, I suppose, people that are kind of looking out for you and checking if you're okay all the time, you know. It's quite loud, it's, you know, the weather can be like really wet in Galway and windy, and that can be really scary. I suppose how much we take for granted our own homes, you know, and the importance of coming in and being able to close your door at night time, getting into a comfortable bed, having a nice comfortable shower and stuff that's your own, you know. And I think for people that are sleeping out, it changes all the time, you know. It's not going to be their spot all the time. The weather isn't going to be lovely all the time in Galway City, you know. You don't have those home comforts and that security, and I think the Sleepout really just heightens my awareness of that and reminds me to be grateful for what we do have, but also to support people that don't have it. Just, I suppose, to highlight that every penny really does count, and you know, whether it be small or big contributions, but the time you're putting in and the effort to partake in this event really has such a big meaning for the organisation and the people of Galway City. So thanks a million. Also, just as the money will be going towards prevention services, so we are helping people to maintain their sense of home, you know, and really trying to support them in a troubling and worrisome time.
Now, a lot of you have been getting in contact with your creative photographs as you prepare to spend the night outside your homes for our virtual Sleepout. 2 photographs we're going to show you now, 2 great ones. Thank you for sending them in. Don't forget, sleepout@galwaysimon.ie is the email address you need. 2 fantastic prizes to give away. This photograph we have been sent in from the Barbaro Hackett's, so well done to you guys, looks nice and cozy there. And the second one we have for you at this moment is the Smith tent, and we wish you a nice warm evening and hope that it stays dry, which I think we have been promised for the next while anyway. Do keep those photographs coming in, we love to see them, and some great prizes coming up too. Now, one of the projects that Fiona has just spoken about was the fabulous Galway Simon Music Project, and this is now a widely popular choir which is made up of Galway Simon community clients, volunteers and staff members, and we're now going to get an exclusive look at 2 brand new songs that they recorded together during their weekly virtual rehearsals.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place hear her voice in the morning and she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads.
All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm if I was in LA. California dreaming on such a winter's day. Stopped into a church, I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees, and I began to pray. You know the preacher likes to go. He knows I'm gonna stay. California dreaming on such a winter's day. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. If I didn't tell her, I could leave today. California dreaming on such a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day.
Super, some fantastic music there. Lots more live music to come this evening from our beautiful studio here, Studio at 5 here in Clare, Galway. Now it's time for an update, a few updates actually. We want to update you first of all on the current figure, so that's the grand total of donations that we have raised for the Galway Simon community at this point. So we're now on about 9:10 on Friday evening. So the last time I spoke to you, we had reached €75,000, which we were delighted with. And I can now reveal that we stand at a staggering €78,816, which we are over the moon with, delighted, but we want and we need even more. We're going to have an aim, and we want to aim to get to the figure of €80,000 by 9:30 this evening. That's €80,000 the guts of €1,200 we need now between now and 9:30. So with your help, please, please donate and support the great cause. A lot of you have been doing that, a lot of you are taking part, and a lot of you have been taking part in our competitions with your creative photographs. We've seen a lot this evening already of you sleeping out for Simon in your gardens, and it's now time to reveal some competition winners. So, without further ado, straight into it. The runner-up prize, and the runner-up prize is a Smith Toys tent for 2 kids and vouchers. And the winner of this is, congratulations to Cora, who's taking part with her kids at Friends Montessori School in Turlough. You are our runner-up this evening, but there can only be one winner for the most creative photograph, and we want to give you a huge congratulations and a well done to Zoe Campbell, who is our overall winner. Well done, Zoe. You have sent us photographs of yourself in your back garden, and you have won the Barbaro tickets. That's the mountain to mountain audio theatre tour that you can also enjoy from your tent where you are, because it's a remote viewing as well. Guys, so much more to come tonight. As I said, we want to get to €80,000 by 9:30 this evening. With your help, we can achieve it. Next up, we have a message from one of Galway Simon's long-standing supporters who actually inspired the annual Sleepout event. Here's Sharon Fitzmaurice.
My name is Sharon Fitzmaurice, and I'm asking you to help us to create a beautiful community of support this coming October. Over 6 years ago, I became more aware of the homelessness crisis that was facing people in our communities and in our cities. Those people could be your neighbours, your relations, your friends, or they may be strangers. But we can all do something to help. It brings it back to mind many years ago when I was living in rented accommodation, couldn't afford to pay my rent, my hours were cut at work, and I didn't have anyone to fall back on to look for financial support. So from day to day and week to week, I faced the uncertainty of having a roof over my head. It is the most frightening place to be, and it creates huge amount of stress and worry and lots of fear. So over 6 years ago, I decided I could do something to help. I'm now very fortunate with a roof over my head, lots of love and support around me, and I had to work hard for that, but I did get lots of support. So 6 years ago in the October wilds, winds and rains, I decided I would sleep out in my back garden. Yes, I'm just one person, but as one person we can all create a change within our communities and within our countries. I slept out from 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. the next morning, a sleeping bag wrapped around me and my 2 warm animals, my 2 lovely dogs beside me. And I knew that I had my warm home to go into the next morning. But in the early hours of the morning, the wind howling and the rain falling all around me, I felt that uncertainty. I had a deeper understanding of the people that are facing this night after night. And it's not just about the people on the streets, it's about people that are living in homes, but they have fear because of financial insecurity, job losses, or maybe health issues, that they are going to lose their home. They're sometimes going without food or heat, their children going to school not knowing, will they have their school books? Will they have a home? We can all support our local communities to help support them in their ongoing work to help prevent homelessness within our own areas. I have seen firsthand their work. It is absolutely amazing. They are up against so much with so little housing available, and they are doing their best to support the mental and emotional well-being of so many people that are in this crisis right now at the moment. Do your bit. From me sleeping out in my back garden over 6 years ago, we have become the biggest community fundraiser for sleepouting, preventing homelessness, and it is just amazing what we have done and what we have helped to do, and all down to Galway Simon community, motivating us and encouraging us to all be involved. I thank you for all your support, and it is appreciated by so many people. Thank you.
Next up, we're delighted to be joined by Malachy Duggan, who's with us tonight to host an exclusive virtual sleepout version of This Is Galway's Great big Galway quiz.
It's a fun general knowledge quiz and we're not asking you to send in your answers, but there might be a prize in store, so be sure to listen carefully.
Hello and good evening to the Galway Simon Community Virtual Pub Quiz. This is coming live from a spaceship in Kieran Cooney's Q1, somewhere hovering above Clear Galway. We are here tonight to run a pub quiz because we need to raise some money. The Sleepout is Galway Simon's biggest fundraising night of the year, and everything is different, so we have to do things a little different now. So we're doing a virtual pub quiz. My name is Malachy and I am your host, because This Is Galway don't have Hector's phone number, so they asked me to do this instead. So we're going to have a virtual pub quiz, just one round of questions, 12 questions. You answer at home, don't be phoning anyone, don't be contacting anybody to phone in, but there is one bonus question at the end, which I will tell you about, and you will email in that answer, and whoever emails that answer in fastest will win the Superstar prize of delicious food from Dough Brothers and amazing cinema tickets to my friends in Palace. So that's at the end. There'll be a bonus question at the end. There'll be 12 questions, and at the end there'll be a bonus question for those who are paying close attention. That's why I'm here. Why are you here? You are here because there's over 150 of you sleeping out all over the West, and I believe all around the world as well. So boola bus to all of you. You should all be so proud of taking part. And you were here because, like I said, this is the biggest fundraising night of the year for Simon, and they need to raise funds because for those facing homelessness, they're in a crisis in a crisis. And in the last 2 years alone, the Sleepouts have supported over 500 people. And the money raised, how does that money go raised to support people? Because the really good people at Galway Simon's Homelessness Prevention Services, which I managed to say, it's the first time I've managed to say that. They include a county-wide community support team, a dedicated youth service, a specialist women and family service, and a drop-in resource centre in East County Galway. That's what the amazing good people at Simon do. So tonight we're going to try and raise as much money as possible if we can for them. We're going to have some shout-outs in a while. I'm going to ask 12 questions, and we've got some shout-outs to some very, very special people who are supporting and always continue to support every year. But for now, sit back and get your piano Louis ready. This is to play amongst yourselves at home, so you can play against each other and argue. We've got 12 questions that the very good people in This Is Galway have provided. So if you have any complaints about any of the questions, email Marty at thisisgalway.ie and give out to him about the questions, not me. I'm just asking them. I'm merely the messenger in this spaceship in Q1 in Clare Galway, which is amazing. So, question 1. Galway Simon's Community's virtual pub quiz. Which mountain range contains the highest point in County Galway? Geography question, I suppose. Which mountain range contains the highest point in County Galway? Question 2. Which Galway music venue was chosen as the Imro Live music venue for the year for Connacht in 2019 and was also awarded a special commemoration for its contribution to music? Which Galway music venue was chosen as the Imro Live music venue of the year for Connacht in 2019 and was also awarded a special commemoration for its contribution to music and also run by some of the best people I know? Question number 3. When flattened, what soft drink do Irish mammies believe to be the elixir of life? What is the secret special medicine that fixes everything from broken arms to whooping cough when it's flat? Question number 4. She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Are lyrics to a song by which musician? Which musician is that? You should probably be paying attention to the first letter of every answer, by the way. It's a little clue for later on. Question 5. What was the name of James Joyce's Galwegian wife and muse? James Joyce's Galwegian wife and muse. Hint: her home is now Ireland's smallest museum, located at Bowling Green. Next is question number 6. Oh, we're sticking with Irish poets and playwrights. Which Irish poet and playwright is poised in deep conversation with Estonian writer Edward Wild on William Street? The guy on the left, I think. Which Irish poet and playwright is poised in deep conversation with Estonian writer Edward Wild on William Street? That's probably Wild as well. I should probably have researched that before I asked that question. Apologies to Irish poets and Estonian poets everywhere. Question 7. Who wrote the original version of Galway Girl? Not the one that played the fiddle with an Irish band, but the original one, the one down the long walk. Who wrote the original version of Galway Girl? Question 8. Galway United's home stadium in Terryland was recently named after which local soccer absolute legend? Which Galway local soccer legend had Terryland named after him? First name is very important there. Question 9. Name the health food store which first opened in Galway in 1992 and can now be found at 7 locations around the city and county. So it's a health food store that first opened in Galway in 1992 and can be found in 7 locations around the city and county. How are we all doing so far? Good questions, aren't they? These are good. So we've got 3 more questions, and there will be a bonus question at the end. You should probably be paying attention to the first letter of every answer. Question number 10. What is the main colour of the world-famous Connemara marble, which is estimated, now just estimated, to be 500 million years old? So what colour is the 500 million year old Connemara marble? Question number 11. Finish this sentence. 100% of proceeds will go directly towards Galway Simon's something prevention services. 100% of proceeds will go directly towards Galway Simon's something prevention services. And question number 12, the final question in Galway Simon's Community Virtual Pub Quiz is: the Saw Doctors formed in which Galway town? Fastest town in the country, they say. The Saw Doctors formed in which Galway town? So that's all the questions. There's 12 questions there. And then for a bonus, if you're paying attention, I will go through all the questions one more time, because that's how table quizzes work. People go, can you give us answer question number 6 again? And what was that question? So I'll do them again slowly with my non-fast Athlone accent. But there is a bonus question, and this is where you can win a prize of delicious pizzas from Dough Brothers and tickets to Palace Cinema. So for those of you who are keenly paying attention, you take the first letter of every answer, and that's jumbled up. I think that's an anagram, but I get confused with acronyms all the time. So the first letter of every answer, they're all jumbled up, and it's an anagram of a word that encapsulates the feeling of community that the Galway Simon community are trying to represent tonight. Not trying to represent tonight, they are representing tonight. The first person to email the correct answer to sleepout@galwaysimon.ie, so that's sleepout, one word, at galwaysimon.ie, will win those delicious, yummy Dough Brothers pizzas and the tickets to Palace. So you take the first letter of every word, they're all jumbled up, but that we're looking for a word that encapsulates the feeling of community that Galway Simon community and all you people, 150 people out sleeping out and more people watching in, are providing. So questions once again was, we were looking for the highest point in County Galway, the mountain range. Number 2 was which Galway music venue was chosen as Imro Live Music Venue of the Year. 3, when flattened, what soft drink do Irish mammies believe to be a elixir of life? 4, she played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman who wrote that song and sang it. Number 5, Who was James Joyce's Galwegian wife and muse? 6. Which Irish poet and playwright is poised in deep conversation with Estonian writer on William Street? Question 7. Who wrote the original version of Galway Girl? Question 8. Galway United's home stadium in Terryland was recently named after which local soccer legend? 9. Name the health food store which first opened in Galway in 1992. 10. What colour is the world famous Connemara marble? 11. Finish this sentence. 100% of proceeds will go directly towards Galway Simon's blank prevention services. And 12. The Saw Doctors formed in which Galway town? So, first letter of all those answers, unjumble them, comes up with a very special word that encapsulates the feeling of community that Galway Simon community are representing tonight. And the first person to email the correct answer to sleepout@galwaysimon.ie will win. I'll take a little pause and I will give you some shout outs and answers then. So, big shout outs. Lots of you, like I say, there's 150 people out there with some very, very special people amongst you 150. Possibly no more special than Sharon Fitzmaurice, who kind of kicked off this whole thing 6 years ago when she decided to sleep out in her garden, in her sleeping bag and her 2 dogs and donate the money to Galway Simon. So then after that, she got together with some other people, long-standing supporters, and inspired the Galway Simon Sleepout. And they called the community to come together for one night. And the Sleepout for Simon has grown from strength to strength every year since. Even in this crazy, crazy year, it is still growing from strength to strength. A special shout out to a birthday girl who is, what time? It's probably like, it's probably past your bedtime now, birthday girl, because this one is to Ailish, who is celebrating your 23rd birthday tonight. And she's sleeping out with her family in Tuam, and her mum, Suzanne, is team leader in Tuam this year. So huge thanks to Suzanne and a shout out and happy birthday to Ailish. Big shout out to lads taking part in their 4th year, taking part in the Sleepout is the lads at St Anthony's and Claddagh Credit Union and St Jarlath's Credit Union. Big up the credit unions. And again, they've just smashed their fundraising efforts again this year like they always do. And then a big shout out, of course, to Doe Brothers and Palau Cinema for providing the big prizes for the first person to email the answer to the anagram or acronym, whichever one it is. So that is the shout outs and the winners. So now I will give you answers. So the mountain range with the highest point in County Galway is, of course, the 12 Bens. The Galway music venue, which was chosen as the Imro Live music venue for the year for Connacht, and it should have been for Ireland, is of course the fabulous Roisin Dove. Number 3, when flattened, 7-Up, of course, fixes absolutely everything. Irish mammies all around the world know that. Question 4, she played the fiddle in an Irish band, was written, of course, by Ed Sheeran. Question 5, Nora Barnacle was James Joyce's Galwegian wife, muse, and her home is now Ireland's museum. Oscar Wilde is, of course, the Irish poet and playwright who is poised in deep conversation with the Estonian writer that I can't pronounce on William Street and Chap Street. Question 7. The original version of Galway Girl was, of course, by Steve Earle. Looking for S, this first letter of the answers for the anagram. Number 8, absolute legend Eamon Deasy who is the Terryland Park is named after now. Eamon Deasy Park is where Galway United play their home games. Question 9, opened in 1992 and going from strength to strength is the health food store Evergreen. So you're taking an E from that answer. 10, world famous Connemara marble, estimated at 500 million years old, is beautiful green, gorgeous, gorgeous green colour. 100% of proceeds that you are all sleeping out for and you are all raising money for, and once again, boolabus to yourselves, give yourselves a big round of applause. 100% of proceeds will go directly towards Galway's Simon's Homelessness Prevention Services. And of course, the Saw Doctors formed in Tuam, Galway, Tuam. So, that was our table quiz, that was our virtual pub quiz. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were not fighting over the answers too much. And if the first person to email in the word to sleepout@galwaysimon.ie will win a fabulous prize from Doe Brothers and tickets. I want to say big thanks and big shout out to everyone involved in the Sleepout tonight, and to Kieran, all the lads in Q1. This is an amazing place out here. This is Galway, and of course Galway Simon Community and everybody who's helping out. So listen, take care and mind yourself, and if you can, somebody else too. Good night.
This is Galway quiz right there. We'll be revealing the winner of the special bonus round question at 10 o'clock when we're back. Now, I did say at 9:30 I wanted to reveal the current target. Now, we were at 78,000. We wanted to get to 80,000 euro raised for the Galway Simon community by 9:30. So in about a minute's time, I'm going to announce what the current figure is. Before I do that, on social, you are being active, which is great. I'm going to check out our YouTube stream here and say hello to Kira Daly, who sent us a message. She says, great man, Mal. Obviously in reference to the Galway quiz, a great Galway quiz. We have, this is Galway quiz, I should say. Alina says, this is great, well done, everyone, and big respect to the Sleepouters. Cora Concannon, fantastic kids, delighted she won, of course, a prize this evening. Sadie Thompson, beautiful choice of songs. Aidan Ruan says hello. Kieran O'Halloran's with us. Space Turtle, Ellen Luby, Brent O'Connor, Avian Bratnick, you're all watching, so you're all commenting. Keep those coming in. We do love to hear from you. Photographs are coming in thick and fast also. We've two to show you here now. The first one is Helena and the team Galway Grafters, Joe Naughton of Sports News Ireland's daughter, and team Intuity Technologies. That's that photograph. And our second photograph of the hour is from Aina and Killian. They're TY students of St. Charlotte's, more students from Coláiste Baile and Emma Ryan of Coláiste Baile Fosta. So she intak fad go shif lin go mila maig as we're takia Conigi egg chat Lena Victory Lena Green Graphic. Keep your photographs coming in for the evening and your contact. We want to know where you're watching from and why you're watching, why it's important to you, and of course what you're doing this evening for the cause. Now it's just hit 9:30, which means we can reveal the current update, the current figure update. As we said, we aimed for 80,000 euro was our aim by now. And I can reveal that we have just hit, in the last 60 seconds, we've just hit 82,000 euro for the Galway Simon Community's virtual Sleepout, which is absolutely incredible. We are over the moon. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your help this evening. You have surpassed our expectations again, but we're going to challenge you again. We're going to aim for 85,000 euro. We're back at 10 o'clock. When we're back at 10 o'clock, we have some of Galway's and some of the best music talents in the West performing for you live here from the studio at 5 in Clare, Galway. During that hour, we want you to dig deep. We really, really want a final push. We want to get to 85,000 euro raised by 11 p.m. if we can. That's our new aim, 85,000 euro. We think we can do it, and with your help, we know we can. So as I said, we are back at 10 o'clock with lots of music. We're also going to announce the winner of our bonus question for the This Is Galway virtual Sleepout special quiz. And until then, 10 o'clock, we'll see you then. A very warm welcome back here to Studio at 5 in Clare, Galway. It's live. It's the very first virtual Sleepout with the Simon community here in Galway. It's been a fantastic night so far. We've been live since 6 p.m. on all social platforms, on YouTube and more. And we've been live with you. You've been in contact. You've been sending us your messages on social. You've been entering the competition. And we want to thank you most sincerely for the donations and all the money you have helped raised for this cause this evening. It's been a different year, it's been a difficult year, but already we have exceeded our expectations. We started off with the aim of hitting 60,000 euro. We started the evening in a good place with 70,000 euro. We made it to 80,000 euro at around 9 o'clock this evening. We're at 82 at the last check, and constantly Egar du Mariera and Neliga. We continue to ask for your help if you can. A big night's entertainment still to come. We have local musicians. We've Rofi James, John Keneally, Katie O'Connor, and a lot more. Pádraig Jack, we heard him earlier. He's going to be back on stage here live as well. Just to say a little bit about what's to come, we're going to show some more photographs in a moment. But first of all, Kieran O'Malley, the Galway player himself, we've seen him a few times this evening. He's out on the roads again. Kieran, what are you up to this time?
So you're very welcome to Ormore. We're on the third leg of our journey. Very familiar with this. Don't have a clue what this is for, but sure, look, we'll figure it out. And no better man to talk to, I suppose, than Pat Kearney. He's the CEO of Galway County Board. Pat, you're getting really on board this year, supporting the Simon community. What made you get involved this year?
The first thing, there's no such thing as a CEO in Galway County Board anymore. I'm a voluntary chairman. That's what I am. So that's to get that first thing straight anyway. Look, we recognise the fantastic work Simon do. You know, we're all lucky to be playing sport and involved in sport. We recognise too there's loads of people homeless, and never more than this year with the pandemic. I suppose the GA would be probably the biggest sporting organisation in the county. And, you know, we have done a lot of work during the pandemic in the parishes, no more than Northern Moor and Kilbreakin, Gort. They all have done their own part. So when Karen contacted us, we just said we'd get involved with it, we'd help. I know it mightn't be a great year for clubs being involved this year because they're all to flat to the mat to try to keep themselves in existence. But you know, I could see this going forward in the years to come, you know, that Galway GA would partner with Simon to help as a charity, because we recognise again the need for what to do.
Exactly, and this is a very busy weekend for yourselves now. You have the county finals coming on. It's really, you can see around.
Oh yes, sure, it's all about community, like, and it's all about community. But when you mentioned the COVID there, I suppose we see now it's transmission is community transmission too, and that's the thing that we have to be very aware of. And we ask everybody that's going to matches this weekend just to be careful. Maybe if they could wear a mask, to be no harm if they did wear a mask, and social distancing, and you know, we would ask the supporters maybe to stay off the pitch. Whoever wins, there'll be excitement and elation on Sunday, to stay off the pitch as well, and respect themselves and respect their neighbours, and that's what it's all about. And I suppose the GA is the epitome of the community, and the lads here beside you will be talking to them now, they have all been playing the matches the last couple of weeks, and they're all about helping the community as well.
Exactly. Well, thanks so much. I'm going to move on to a man that could have been playing this weekend, unfortunately isn't, but there's a huge county final coming up. Gary, who do you think is going to win, or who do you fancy for it?
It's going to be a hard one to call, I suppose. It's a novel kind of final compared to what we're used to, but I know we beaten by Mike Cullen last week. You know, a fine side, and the betting is kind of very tight as well, but you know, both teams have fancied their chances considering what they've come through. I think they played each other in the group earlier on in the year too, although there was nothing at stake, but you know, I think it'll be a point or two in it at the end. Weather conditions I think will play a part in it too as well, being in Capere Stadium and the rain and wind that's promised, so hard to call it. I'm going to sit in the fence in that one.
And the Inter-County Championship this year, do you think it's going to be a lot different behind closed doors, and how are things shaping up in your eyes?
Yeah, well, look, compared to what we were expecting in early on in the year, I think everyone's looking forward to a kind of a novel season coming into the winters, and from talking to people on the street, you know, they're very excited about, albeit that they can't maybe attend it. You know, it's great that they're even going to be televised. So, you know, we went back training a couple of weeks ago, and you know, the vibe was good. People are the players and all the lads are in good shape, and fitness is good. The prep behind the scenes has been brilliant. Like, you know, you're coming to training and it's really, really safe. There's no issues with, you know, guidelines and restrictions that's been put in place by the backroom team, and you know, the training's been really enjoyable. So we're looking forward to the first game in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, good luck with that. Well, not too much luck because I'm from Mayo. But this virtual sleep out, it's different this year. But has it given you an insight into what it's actually like? Because homelessness is obviously a serious issue in the country nowadays. And, you know, doing something like this, is it making you think and pause?
Definitely, yeah. Like any charity, I suppose, generating awareness is a big thing about it. And, you know, Simon community have been around for a long time now at this stage, and they do great work. So, you know, anything that I can do or any other players can do, particularly the GAA, you know, it's an organisation wants to give as much as possible. So, you know, I'd be urging people to get behind it as much as they can this weekend, not only this weekend, but you know, in the weeks, months and years ahead as well.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a million, and as I say, best luck with the championship. We're going to head over to a lady who's a busy few weeks coming ahead now. The Camogie team are back in action very soon. How are you shaping up, or how's training been so far?
Good, yeah, it's great to be back, and luckily the club scene in Galway is very high, and we've our Drahan and Sarsfields out this weekend, and two different teams, but it's a serious level of camogie, and it's standing to us going back into county. There's not much rustiness. Our touch needs to be a little bit better than what it is at the moment, but no, a lot of girls there put in a good few matches now in the last few weeks, and the level is quite high and the fitness is good, so it's really standing to us. Yeah, the club championship is really benefiting.
Have you noticed that the club championship across the country, people are buying into it more, they're really enjoying it, and the quality all over Ireland has been fantastic in all codes?
Yeah, absolutely. You just seen it there with the lockdown, and no sport, I think anyone would watch any game, no matter what it is. If it was a 5-year-olds playing, I think everyone would be flocking to it. So there's been a huge buy-in, and you know, sport's only a bonus, but we're really seeing how important it is this year with everything going on, like the mental health side of things as well, and the support you get from the people around you. And it's where your friends are, and it's great to be with them and mixing, and the passion for the game is huge, and it drives a lot of people.
Absolutely. And taking part in this, is this something that you've thought about before? Have you taken part in the virtual Sleepout? And what are you doing tonight for the rest of the night in terms of it?
No, it's definitely the first time doing it, but it's always a campaign you'll be looking into, and Galway Simon do huge work, and it's great to be partnering up with the GA community because it is very strong. We've seen that now the last few weeks, but yeah, to really make you think, like, you know, like sport again is just a bonus, and to think people be worrying about not having a roof over their head, they're real problems, and this is real work what Galway are doing, and it's just great to get behind it.
Thanks so much. We're going to move on to Garage McInerney now, another man that's going to be very busy over the next few weeks. How's training going?
Look, it's going well. It's just great to be back training at and it's brilliant. We had the club running there for the last few weeks, which was fantastic, and we got on a small bit of a run, so it was great for the community and the whole lot.
Absolutely. And with the Sleepout tonight, there's been unbelievable support. I've been all over the county tonight. It's great excitement in Moycullen, obviously. You've been in Tuam, and it's lovely to see so many different families taking part. It's a different dynamic this year, no more than GA. But how do you think it's going so far?
It's going brilliantly. I suppose it's such a cause that people find it really easy to buy in, and I suppose in times like this, it is the homeless that are suffering a lot. So it's great to get behind such a good charity.
Exactly, and it's something that we can kind of see in Galway, and it's great for GA players to be able to use their influence. You know, you're well known around the place, so this is something that you feel is important, do you, for Galway GA to be involved in?
Look, it's a great partnership to have if we can do our small bit, and that's all it really is. But just by spreading the message, and I suppose everyone has to do their part then by buying into it, which has been a massive buy-in, and it's just overwhelmed by the whole thing, to be honest.
Okay, well, thanks a million to all the guys. The support has been absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much to everyone involved in Galway GA. I'm going to hand you back to Micheál in the studio now, so we'll see you again in Ayr Square very soon.
Thanks, Kieran O'Malley there, the Galway player on the streets, fighting the good fight, and talking to all of you, the many of you on the streets this evening, and supporting from your homes virtually, as we are doing here at the moment as well. One thing to say, we didn't do it after the break. We want to announce the winner of the This Is Galway special Sleepout quiz, and the winner is, congratulations to Anya Nichurin, who is sleeping out with Aveen. They've already raised €100 and counting, as I'm told, and they are part of the football club Salt Knocknacara. So well done to you guys. Lots of music to come, guys. Do stick around. But before we get into that, I want to welcome a very important and very special guest live here to our studio this evening. Without whom none of us would be here, and none of the 82,000 plus would be raised, and I'm very much looking forward to talking to her all about why we're here tonight and where it began. So I'd like you to welcome the CEO of the Galway Simon community, Karen. Very welcome.
Thank you.
Listen, we've had an amazing night so far, but let's start at the beginning. Your own involvement. How did you get involved, and why did you get involved in this?
Well, I suppose for my own part, I volunteered with Galway Simon for about 8 years, and then moved away from the organisation for a couple of years and came back into this role then about 3 years ago. So it's an incredible organisation to be involved in, and I feel hugely privileged to do what I do.
And of course, Karen, this is your big night, the night of the year that means the most to you. This year, virtual. How challenging has it been in the sense that this year it has been so different?
year for everybody at Galway, Simon. When we initially had the lockdown in March, we sat down, a whole team of us on the 14th of March, and we made a lot of plans for very vulnerable people who we support. And over the following couple of weeks, we literally moved mountains to keep people safe. And the team effort across everybody, all of our staff, our volunteers, our clients across our entire community was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm really proud to say that thanks to that huge team effort, we haven't had a single positive case across our community so far, and please God, we'll maintain that into the winter. But alongside that huge effort with people safe, we were trying to ensure that we could continue to raise enough funds to keep our services going, and that was hugely challenging with all of the restrictions that COVID-19 have brought. So our fabulous fundraising team started reimagining before it became a very common word this year, and became incredibly creative and put together this extraordinary event that we have this evening.
It was really interesting, Karen, we were speaking just before we came on live there, and we were talking about this event in its usual form for the last 5 years, and how this year, despite the new restrictions and challenges, it seems to have opened itself to a whole new meaning and a whole new community.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, one of the huge positives out of this year is the way that boundaries fell away. So in previous years we had a max of about 150 people who participated last year, and that was across 5 venues, and I suppose our to hold the event wouldn't have enabled us to have any more than that involved. And this year we have well in excess of 200 people taking part, and in addition to being across all of County Galway, as we were over the last couple of years, we have people from as far away as Vancouver and Shanghai and the Seoul Gales GAA club participating this evening, and it's just such a fabulous pleasure to have people from so far flung us this evening for the Sleepout.
And of course, one of the benefits of the virtual Sleepouts this year is that young people can get involved. I know you've been saying you've been running from post today, Karen. You've been travelling all around the county. Agus bí tú rag ro tú bulu le galore dini óga agus galore grúpi óga cumaid na ro.
Bhí agus masan go béidir go bhfuair cudsan na daoine óga bad press mar deirtar an seachtain seo an gáile a caithfeadh go rá go a nocht tháinig muid gachrúd a bhfuil ó Montessori groups go daoine atá i meán scoil, tá córanna páirteach leis an Sleepout a nocht, agus tá grúpi eile freisin grúpi Scouts in Menlo, daoine ar fud an chundae. Agus massam go bhfuil community, tá sé antáhachtach den GAA agus dúine chuma i Galway Simon community a pobl hímón agus támuid anhuiocht de GAA ar cumú le scoil na Gaillimhe bheith páirteach linn a nocht. So tá cumann ar fud an chundae agus a chathair bhfuil páirteach clubanna imáníochta agus pell agus támuid anhuiocht dóibh siúd bheith linn a nocht freisin.
Obviously, one of our main focus this evening is to raise these vital funds, Karen, for the community and for the Simon community. One of the interesting things you mentioned to me before when we just met was the experience of people who this evening and in previous years have spent the night on their own, on the streets or wherever. What has that experience been like? What kind of feedback have people given you about how they felt on the street, on their own for, you know, a short amount of time?
It's been very mixed, and I think people go through a whole range of emotions over the evening, and some people are really, really grateful to take part and in a kind of a safe way to experience what people who are homeless and who are sleeping rough experience every night. Others find it extremely traumatic. I know on Shop Street over the last couple of years, for example, people really get an appreciation for, I suppose, the level of empty around 11-12 o'clock, and then that's just dying down when the club's empty, and then that's just dying down when the street sweepers come out, and that in turn is dying down when the delivery trucks start coming down Shop Street. And I think people were really struck by the lack of peace, the lack of any length of time in which you can actually get your head down and rest. And I think combined with that, the lack of, and we've had huge support on Shop Street in recent years in terms of 56 Central and McDonald's have been fabulous in terms of providing drinks and warm drinks during the evening to people taking part. But even so, I think people have come away with the sense of the lack of warm food, warm drinks to keep you warm during the night, the lack of bathroom facilities, hygiene facilities, and by morning people are really, really struck by the experience of taking part in the Sleepout.
And of course that develops compassion, and I mean awareness is one of the most important things that I know you are looking to just foster as well. But in terms of the money, and at our last figure check, we were at the huge figure of €82,000. It sounds like a lot, Karen, but how exactly will that kind of money make a difference to these people?
It makes an enormous difference, and that will enable us to keep a number of people, individuals, and a number of families and families with young children out of homelessness. We have had a huge focus on prevention work in Galway, Simon, over the last number of years. We believe passionately that if we can keep people out of emergency accommodation, if we can keep children away from hostels, hotels and B&Bs, if we can keep people in their own homes or help them to find somewhere else to live before they end up in emergency accommodation, then the trauma and the stress and the difficulties that go with being homeless are avoided. And because of that, we have had a huge emphasis on prevention. So all of the funds, every cent of what's raised tonight will go towards our prevention services. It goes towards our prevention services across Galway County, and we had Andrea talking earlier, and we have an incredibly dedicated team that are based out of Ballinasloe but work to Tuam and Loughrea and all of the area around East Galway. And it's part of the funds also go to our dedicated youth service in the city. So we work particularly with 18 to 25-year-olds, some of whom might be coming out of care, some of whom would have experienced maybe trauma in their backgrounds. And we work with them at that young age to try to help them to develop life skills so that they can find and maintain a tenancy and they don't end up getting into a lifelong cycle of homelessness. So every cent of the funds this evening will go into all of those prevention services to help us to keep people in the homes they have or to find alternative accommodation and not end up in emergency accommodation.
Of course. Well, Karen Golden, CEO of Galway Simon Community, I'm sure you're very proud of your achievements and everyone's achievements tonight who work with yourselves. Any final words?
Well, I'd like to, I think your introduction there was very flattering and thank you, but it's not really due to me that we're here this evening at all. We have an extraordinary team of staff and volunteers and clients across our community, and there was a huge team effort behind getting the event up and running this evening on the part of people within our community. But we could not have done that without all of the people across the wider community who have supported us in getting the event up and running this evening. So a huge shout out. I won't remember everybody here on the spot this evening, but maybe I could particularly mention the team at I Donate and also at Heavy Man Films, who helped us to produce the initial video that got so many people involved, and particularly all of the team here this evening at Studio at 5, because this is a phenomenal setup, and it's made such a professional event. I suppose we don't have the skills to do something like this without the wider support. And to all of the individuals, the clubs, the choirs, the scout groups, and all of the companies who are taking part this evening, from the local companies like Intuity Technologies through to some of the multinationals that are here in Galway. A huge thank you. We're extremely grateful for all of the help and support that we've received in making tonight a reality.
Great, Karen Golden, it was great that you joined us tonight. I know your night is only beginning. You're off now to, I think it's Ayr Square?
Yes, I'm going to meet some of the people who are collecting on Shop Street, and I hope to go down to the guys then in Intuity and maybe the group at Flannery's Hotel as well.
Amazing. Well, your work isn't done just yet, and neither is ours at home. We still have time. As you mentioned, I Donate. We do need and we do want what you can give. We want to reach that figure of 85,000 very shortly. We'll be giving an update on that, so please do donate. The buttons and the options are all on your screen, top right hand corner as far as I know, so please do help out this evening. Now time for some music, time for a change of tone slightly, and it's time to bring up the tempo because Pádraig Jack, bilingual folk singer and songwriter Pádraig Jack, we heard him earlier. We saw his specially commissioned cartoon video that he created. Well, Hot Press have called Pádraig one of Ireland's most exciting emerging folk artists. I know him myself, I listen to him often, and I'm a big fan. Career highlights to date for Pádraig Jack include many tours. He toured with Sharon Shannon, he played venues such as Whelan's, the Liverpool Philharmonic Theatre, Poole Lighthouse Theatre, and the famous Cecil Sharp House in London. But tonight, he's here live in Clare, Galway to help motivate us and to give you a chance to maybe send some more donations our way. Live set, Pádraig Jack. Here we go. It's over to you.
Hi everybody, my name is Pádraig Jack. I'm going to sing you a few songs now. I'm going to start with my latest single. It's a song called Let It Shine. Not looking for a miracle, nor lights painted red, or to sort out the confusion that's going on in my head. It's such a pain. I've got the red lights on. Something is sort of bothering me. My thinking is out of sync. I might be acting like a weirdo. What would other people think? It feels like rain. Then let it rain on down and let me fly. Fly onto the highway of your heart. Let me fly. Fly onto the highway and let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine. I've been messed up on mind benders to keep my life online. I find my way to the station. They can give me all that's mine and what I need to keep me going on. And let me fly. Fly onto the highway of your hearts. Let me fly. Fly onto the highway. Let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine, shine, shine until tomorrow. Let it shine. let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine until tomorrow. Let it shine, shine, shine until tomorrow. Let it shine. Please let it shine. Please let it shine. So that was Let It Shine. Nistamach an or an chas squailge. So as Oran Mishags been a skriv agus casa or on the Mirla agus squailge. I sing and write in English and in Irish, and I'm going to sing a song that I released a year or so ago, a squailge, and it's called Ihigal. Ihigal Amalai Salabo Ihigal Imring Lodge Fear Holas Rochi Kor Gemach Wam Sanihe Agus Treish Me Hosha Vitoem Mi Wem Hul Men the body Fod na Balche Hort the Man the Road Genie Na Lostin is Brew Chora Me Fuyashter Wincher na Hotcher Eik Fis Room Fokol No fire food It's Lord the Mealchair Hashtal Moij Gujisha It's Minikavi and Birchan Hawkeye Vis Kinche Gumya Moij Lechele Huihe Achanish Akem Vitu Erkis Tan jochlam en yo Even ik wien skana Roy gere gia wall Forsink tol mo Nor a veis me bossi Sma scale so krichling Mali bon the story Taris Karmeshis Eddie Hegal Amalai Silabo Eddie Hegal Imring Lodge Fear Holas Rochi Gemach Wams in the hair Achanish Tatu Imiara Chachamachom Vebos Achanish Tatu Imiara Chachamachom Vebos Is sin ihe gal agus tasú an go mé in í galach nar se lug cholle mo foin tú a nacht agus go nach mé an out rochna. That's a song called Ihe Gal, which in English means moonlit night. So I hope it's a lovely moonlit night wherever you are sleeping out tonight. So yeah. So I'll move on. Kunwar Oran. I'm going to keep going. Sorry, I'll switch back to English. I'm going to sing a song off my. I released an album recently called Making Sand, and this is one of the songs off it. I released as a single a few months ago. It's a song called Street Bed Ridden. I think I wrote this song when I was writing the song. I was thinking about kind of it actually started off in my head. I think as about the issue of kind of homelessness, and you know, hence the name Street Bed Ridden. Someone bedridden on the street. But I think it more broadly the song became as I wrote it. Kind of a look at the growing gap between rich and poor, I think, in the world today, and that's what this song is about. And yeah, so I'm going to sing that for you now. So hope you enjoy it. Rough sleeping focuses the mind unlike anything you or I might find in a fluid life. Societal affirmations worthless when your peers can't see the hole you're in or where you've been. When you're street bedridden with no roof protecting you. Yeah, you're street bedridden. You don't need proof, 'cause it's not too cruel to be true. Sometimes you can't undo or press rewind. Rope contracts, you're going blind. What's on your mind? Brave notions hasten through a troubled head. In the wake of mortal gun-fired lead, it remains unsaid. When you're street bedridden with no roof protecting you. Yeah, you're street bedridden. Don't need proof, 'cause it's not too cruel to be true. Wake up to face a brand new day. Can't take no more, no way. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. How have I slipped between the lines? I've tried to do things right. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. Rat race that makes me cry in fear. Street lights dissolve my tears. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. Now you're obscure to those you see. You're a ghost now banished to the street. When you're street bedridden with no roof protecting you. Yeah, you're street bedridden. Don't need proof, 'cause it's not too cruel. When you're living up, believing, spending all your recreational time, come and going. It's not really living, give somebody your time. We're only borrowing time. Can we even a kindness in your being? Not really live and give somebody your time. We're only borrowing time. That was Street Bedridden with a couple of lines missing that I forgot towards the end. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with this next song. Try and step over that mistake and move past it. So yeah, this next song is the title track of my upcoming album. It's called Making Sand. The album's called Making Sand, as is this track. It's a song about the Aran Islands and some of the history and different aspects of the island. So yeah. Islands stand amongst the waves out here, from Inishmore and Inishmion to Innisir. The ocean lives amongst us, grinding rocks around us. We're just making sand out here. Prehistoric forts were laid out here, and monks and scholars welcomed saints and peers. From cliffs where forts are standing, some rocks below are landing, just making sand out here. And the roads they cease at Rossaville. Long ago they rode their curraghs here, with bones of burren marrow, shared blood with Connemara. We're just making sand out here. The seaside yields a fertile sod out here, and fishermen have another god to fear. The sea, it gives a plenty, but it can't take so quickly, just making sand out here. An ancient language is ingrained out here, a Celtic culture still maintained so dear. Eran cheer la changa, Anna Machosin Chijanta, just making sand out here. And the roads they cease at Rossaville. Long ago they rode their curraghs here, with bones of burren marrow, shared blood with Connemara. We're just making sand out here. Drie geldjoch en jachamo, chachten sha, Shanoch idan a call is clue, the toigun sha. Ilan all in ach jacket, Marajero Geron so flarta, Sidik John the Gagne, Amon Shaw. And the roads they cease at Rossaville. Long ago they rode their curraghs here, with bones of burren marrow, shared blood with Connemara. We're just making sand. And the roads they cease at Rossaville. Long ago they rode their curraghs here, with bones of burren marrow, shared blood with Connemara. We're just making sand out here. We're just making sand out here. So that's the title track of my new album called Making Sand. And for my final song, I'm going to play another song off that album, which I released as a single a few months ago. And it's a song called Minnie. So I'm going to leave you with this one, and just hope you're all having a great night, sleeping out tonight. And thanks so much to the Galway Simon, who put in so much work all the time. And so I'll leave you with this one. My name is Porrick Jack. Thanks very much, guys. Minnie ever lived her life out loud with her sunshades on, ever singing a song. Minnie married to a middle-aged man, didn't marry for love. She was happy enough, she said. You, am I doing it right? I said, Minnie, you are a fading light. Minnie drives with a bright smile on, lets her curls hang down, they speak volumes of fun. But honest eyes complied and a lie, she was incomplete, she was starting to die. She said, oh, am I doing it right? I said, Minnie, you gotta set things right. And as we drank some wine and watched the sun go down in the back room, Minnie said what she had to say. Now her husband's gone, he didn't touch her anyway. Single mom reignites her spark, Minnie's holding strong. Her noose is gone and she said, ooh, I can feel it again. A new woman, she said, need not pretend anymore. And like wide-eyed teens, we set our spirits free. At the windowsill against her soft back skin, and I wanted to tell her more, but I never did. And I wanted to give her more, but I never did. And I wanted to love her more. A 5-year gap, so's fears, Minnie scared me off. It was a step too far. I couldn't see what we had been, just a fling run thing, but I had set the scene. I said, I can't commit to this. She said, after tonight we can just be friends. And as the Galway sky let the sun pass by in silence, we drank our last red wine and watched the sun go down and said goodbye. And Minnie's happy now, she found love somehow. Garamagi, thank you.
Set Íntaach Fad and Shin Egg Park James from Mila Maiga. To go lower Kial Ella, lots more music still to come. Stay with us. John Keneally, we have Barbara Vilso, Egg Chak there in Valak. Rofi James coming up. Before we introduce Rofi James, I want to give you an update on our fundraising amount, our target. So the last time I spoke to you, we were aiming to get to €85,000, and just during the set we just heard, I can reveal that we have now officially reached the target, the current target that is, of €85,000. So well done to everybody who helped create awareness and who's out this evening and who is of course donating. The night isn't over yet. We've one more target to aim to reach. We want to try and get to the figure of €90,000 before end of broadcast tonight at midnight. We've loads more acts on the way, lots more reason to donate, so please do. Can we get to 90,000? With your help, we think that we can get there. It's been an amazing night. We started at 70, we went to 75, then 80, 85, and we want an advance in 85, so here is hoping and aiming for our figure of €90,000. Now, speaking of music, Rofi James, so who are these guys? Well, we know who these are. Anyone who's in Galway knows that it's comprised of Ronan Flaherty, Jimmy Murray, Joseph Flaherty and Derek Ellard. So for those who haven't, for those who aren't from Galway or who are watching abroad, Rofi James have been gathering a strong following in the west of Ireland and further afield after the success of many of their singles, some of which you may have heard of: Fool for Your Love, Open Eyes. They got best single nominations for those as well, and follow-up singles Reason and I Tried. They took a short hiatus last year in 2019, recruited a new member, I should say, and they quietly acquired over 3.4 million impacts on Irish radio and over 126,000 streams on Spotify, which is no mean feat. You know them well. We're delighted to have them here this evening in our studio of 5 here in Clare, Galway, as part of the virtual Sleepout for Simon. Don't forget, please keep donating. Enjoy the set. It's over to you, Rofi James.
Hello, we're Rofi James and we're delighted to be part of the virtual Sleepout for Galway Simon.
Your eyes never leave me the same. Nothing can divide the pain. You feel like you've lost control, or maybe I'm just getting too old. I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. You fall for another facade to find out who's playing the game. You feel like you've come too close to waking up another ghost. I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love. Decide if I'm the one you need. Hold you close and fall asleep. You try to find a way to rest. just shake my head. Oh, can't you see? I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool for your love.
Alright, this next song is called I Tried. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you, say to you. Do you remember all the times we laughed together? I was yours, you were mine, we would last forever. I remember when it was better then. Cause now I'm living in a daydream, tearing up the night scene, drinking coke and whiskey, screaming that you hate me. You don't really know me. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you. I remember when you told me that you noticed me, and how we kissed down the alley of the busy street. I remember when it was better then. Cause now I'm living in a daydream, tearing up the night scene, drinking coke and whiskey, screaming that you hate me. You don't really know me. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you, say to you. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you. Cause now I'm living in a bad dream, staring at the ceiling, wishing you were near me, just so you can hear me. I want you to know me. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Cause baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you, say to you. Cause baby, you know that I tried. Baby, you know that I lied. You know that there's things that I wanna say to you, say to you. You don't really know me. You don't really know me. Alright, this next song's called Upshot. You can get it on our EP online. I've been waiting for the color green. It's always been about you and me, and I know you love someone. Am I the perfect one? We're like two boats lost at sea. Can we sail without the breeze? And I know you love someone. Am I the perfect one? It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. How can I go on like this? You're just impossible to resist. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. I Are we living too far away? You know I'll only be across the bay, but as this gone on for too long, you know I never wanna be alone. Is it time for us to part? It's not the same as it was at the start, but as it's gone on for too long, you know I never wanna be alone. Too wounded, too wounded, too wounded. You show me, love show me. Too wounded, too wounded, too wounded. You show me, love show me. How can I go on like this? Just impossible to resist. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. It's the way we bruise. You're my Cupid and my demon too. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. How can I go on like this? It's just impossible to resist. It's a wound, it's a wound, it's a wound. You shot me, love shot me. Whoa, whoa. 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 You shot me, love shot me.
We're Rofi James, thanks a million for having us, and this is our last song, Every Time Make You Hate Me, and it's our latest single.
Well, I don't know what it's like to be around you. Every time that I make you hate me, I don't mind when you tell me that you need me. Every time that I make you hate me. Every time that I make you hate me. Well, I know mine when you tell me that you need me. And I know that I let you down. I don't know what to say to you, but I know I miss you. Every time that I make you hate me. I'll always say I'll change. I know I never do. I know I've made mistakes. I'll make this up to you. You want this life to change. You say it never could. I know I've made mistakes. I'll make this up to you. When I'm trying to rediscover how much I love her, walking down these streets at night, not knowing where we're going, but I miss you. Every time that I make you hate me. I'll always say I'll change. I know I never do. I know I've made mistakes. I'll make this up to you. You want this life to change. You say it never could. I know I've made mistakes. I'll make this up to you. Every time that I make you hate me, I'll make this up to you. Every time that I make you hate me. it's up to you. Every time that I make you hate me.
Super Rofi James there at a second of our musical acts tonight. Loads more to come. Katie O'Connor on the way, John Connelly, Barberville, so all still to come this evening as we aim to raise funds for the very first virtual Sleepout for Simon in Galway in the West. Now, a lot of you have been in contact with us on social. I'm going to say a quick hello now to a few of you. Aveen Bratnick is watching us. Hi, Aveen. Moan of Arc, I think it says here, sounding great, guys. Garage McDonough, loving the stream. Thanks, Garage. Zara, are there more quizzes? Well, you have to wait and see. Killian McDonough, a big hello and well done to Sarah and all the Credit Union team taking part tonight. Super stuff. Thanks, guys, and do keep your comments coming in. It's just turned 11, just after 11 p.m. now. We're live here until midnight. Possibly you could say save the best till the end, but there's a lot more to come, so do stay tuned. A lot more great music performances. And speaking of great music performances, it's time to talk about Katie O'Connor, who's about to take to our stage. So since her beginning in Galway in 2011, Katie O'Connor has shared her music on stages throughout the continent of Europe. In the midst of attaining a midwifery degree, Katie found herself being drawn to creating and sharing music on the street, and I'm sure a lot of you who frequent Shop Street and the likes will have come across Katie. She's back after qualifying as a midwife. She took early retirement, shaved her head, and started afresh in Berlin with just her guitar, her voice, and a true desire to be herself. And I think you'll agree today and tonight when you hear her that she made the right decision there. Although based mainly in Ireland for now, Katie spends many weeks of the year on the road, in a usual year that is, and brings the message to those who wish to listen. So here we go, live here in the studio at 5 in Clare, Galway. It's Katie O'Connor.
All right, hello guys. Well done to you all for being part of the Galway Simon community Sleepout tonight. Wherever you are, I hope you're doing well, and you should be very, very proud of yourselves for being part of it tonight. So I'm going to keep you company for a little while. My name is Katie O'Connor, and I'm going to play some original songs. Hopefully you will enjoy them. So this one is called City Blue, and if you've seen me busking on the streets of Galway, you've probably heard this song at one point in time. So here we go.
Listen closely, love, to this song I sing, 'cause this one here is just for you. Embrace the mornings when I wake up to your face, I fall further every day, and my heart goes la-da, da-dum, la-di-da, da-dum. Hear it sing for you, whoa, my love, la-da, da-dum, la-di-da-da-da. My city blue, my city. And though I know that pretty soon you're gonna be gone, and on a plane across the sea, we're off to a new life, new love, and new heart song. Well, don't forget to remember me, as my heart goes la-da, da-dum, la-di-da, da-dum. Hear it sing for you, whoa, my love, la-da, da-dum, la-di-da-da-da. My city blue, Sometimes I wonder, will they love you like I do? I hope they can. Hope they will be all you want and all they should. And when it's time to say goodbye, well, I wish you all the happiness in life. And if you get lonely in them blinding city lights, think of me and my heart's soft melody as it goes. La da da dum, la di da da dum. Here it sing for you. Whoa, my love. La da da dum, la di da da dum. Well, my city blue, well, my city, oh, oh. Well, my city blue, well, my city, oh, oh, oh. Well, my city blue. So listen closely now to the song I sing, 'cause I know you'll recognize. Lying on my chest, right against my heart, it's where I hear you all the time. Let it go, la da da dum, la di da da dum. Hear it sing for you. Whoa, my love, la da da dum, la di da da. My city blue. You, oh, my city blue, my city. You, oh, my city blue, my city. Oh, oh, my city blue.
Yeah, that is City Blue, my Galwayest of Galway songs. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to sing another song that I wrote about the streets of Galway. Actually, this one is called Daydreaming. And it's a new song of mine. It's going to be on the next CD that I finally release, and it is it's Daydreaming, and it's also I want to show you something. My friend Layla turned 6, and she also busks with me sometimes. We haven't been able to do it at the moment because of the lockdown and everything, but this is a drawing that she drew for me for her birthday, which was really, really sweet. That she did something kind for me for her birthday. And it's just absolutely beautiful, so I thought I would show it off here while I get the opportunity to. So this song is for Layla and her family, and it's called Daydreaming.
Stargazing away, daydreaming. Stargazing away, daydreaming. Leaves blow kisses through the trees. The wind they whistles down High Street. Barefoot busker back in town. Oh, soulful sunny, sing it out. The birds they soar above it all, murmuring in moods of love. And as a strum on cobblestones, outside Chicoli's residence, entwined between these tribal walls, I'm dreaming in. Whoa, I'm dreaming in. stargazing nowhere, daydreaming all these timeless hours running all around us, and we're helplessly in love. Oh, we're helplessly in love. Oh, we're helplessly in love in our city, yeah. Oh, out in our city, yeah. Oh. Now Leila lets her blonde locks loose and plays the drums to city blue. La da da dum, la da. And soon the shadows touch our toes. One more song and on we go. And as I strum on cobblestones outside Chicoli's residence, entwined between these tribal walls, I'm dreaming in. Whoa, 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 I'm dreaming in, stargazing nowhere, daydreaming all these timeless hours running all around us, and we're helplessly in love. Oh, we're helplessly in love. Oh, we're helplessly in love in our city, yeah. Oh, oh. In our city, stargazing nowhere, daydreaming, 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 oh, in our city, in our city. In our city. Yeah, so that is a new one for you guys tonight, and I hope it makes you feel a little bit cozy and happy to be in Galway and doing something good for the community that we have. So well done, T, again. I'm going to play this one next. This is called Come United, and yeah, I won't say too much about it because I'll just keep talking, so I'll play instead. So yeah. Yeah, we're living in a system of chains, disappearing into numbers from names. Break away from the mold, from the want to die young. Taste the freedom at the tip of your tongue. Come united in humanity. Break your silence to be who you ought to be. Dignified, moralized, sensitized. Come alive and be free. Come united with me. open our eyes, slowly drifting through a lost paradise. Break away from their hold, graduate from the lies, find the freedom at the back of your mind. You know, I never thought I'd see it, but now I might bring the change I wanna see in my own life. The bridges burned, these stepping stones lead me to dreams I thought that I could never own. This wolf inside of me is my worst enemy, but it gave me the choice to be voiceless or find the will to say what I was only to suppress. And now I'm flying high, I feel alive inside. The truth is what we need, indeed it's what we need to come united in humanity. Break your silence, to be who you ought to be. Dignified, mesmerized, sensitized, come alive and be free. Come unite with me. Oh, come united, hey, come united with me. Oh, come united, hey, come united with me.
That is Come United. So that is the closest I get to rock and roll, I think, or punk or something like that. So I'm going to do this one next. This is called Geppetto, and it is a song about finding belonging, I suppose, and leaving what you don't belong to. I'll just tune up quickly because my guitar is going a little out of tune from all the stress of the lights. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Always questioned how, what, when and why, but I'm getting colder. Always on the better side of time, but I'm getting older. Now I feel my nose grow twice the size when I say I don't mind. Wooden heart beyond the bark of which tree? Well, I was willing to bite and I was willing to bite. Give me a moment to wonder. Leave me with a lifetime of speculation for all of eternity, just hanging on your news. And tell me if you're really now up there, rooting through the stars and the constellations. Tell me, is it me or you who's giving up too soon? Oh, Geppetto, dum dum dum. Oh, Geppetto, dum dum dum. Always felt the drum kick out of time on every given Sunday. Always thought the darkness stole my light, but I feel it in me. Yet in every corner of my mind, my sins all have an echo. Wooden stake to pearly gates, my wet dreams. I guess I'm willing to burn. I am
Yes, yes, I'm willing to burn. Give me a moment to wonder. Leave me with a lifetime of speculation for all of eternity, just hanging on your news. And tell me if you're really now up there, ruling through the stars and the constellations. Tell me, is it me or you who's giving up too soon? You give me just a moment to wonder. Leave me with a lifetime of speculation for all of eternity, just hanging on your news. And tell me if you're really now up there, rolling through the stars and the constellations. Tell me, is it me or you who's giving up too soon? But tell me, is it me or you who's giving up too soon? But tell me, is it me or you who's giving up too soon? Oggi però no, no, no. Oggi però no, no, no. Oggi però. That is Geppetto. I'm just going to check. I think I have one more for you. I'm going to do this one now. This is Pocket Full of Promises, and this is my last song. And I hope you enjoyed keeping me company. Be kind. May the sweet sun always shine on you. May the wind stay at your back. May you never lose that strength to laugh. May the blessings fall like rain. This love will remain when you come home. Oh, yeah, oh. La da da, yeah, oh. Ah, yeah, oh. La da 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 da. La da da. La, da, 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 da. So sing it out, tiny dancer. Lift your voice and touch the sky. Heaven knows you got angels watching you. So sing it out, tiny dancer, lift your voice and touch the sky. Heaven knows you got angels watching you. You got angels watching. You got angels watching you. Yeah, and that's it. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Katie O'Connor, a stunning set, I'm sure you'll agree. And as it's approaching 11:30 p.m, it is time to give an update, a current update on our fundraising amount, where we're at so far. Our last update, I told you, informed you, we were at €85,000, the sum of 85,000 euros so far this evening. Well, I can now officially reveal that as it stands this Friday evening at 11:30 p.m, we are at €87,700, which is unbelievable accomplishment for everybody involved. But it's not over yet. We have 30 minutes of live music entertainment still coming your way, and we want to get the figure of 90. We want to hit our target figure of €90,000. We only have €2,300, as far as my maths, I hope my maths is correct, to get to our overall target of €90,000. If we can get that before midnight tonight, we will be delighted. And to take us along the way, we have some music acts still to come. John Keneally, and of course, no stranger to Galway, no stranger to you, Barbara Vulso, all to come this evening. Hope you can join us till midnight into the wee hours here on Friday evening. A lot of you have been getting involved, a lot of you have been in contact with us, and a lot of you have been sending in your photographs of where you are and how you're taking part in the first ever virtual sleep out for the Galway Simon community. Our first photograph here on the screen is from Joe Naughton of Sports News, and it shows Sports News Ireland, I should say, and it shows his daughter winding down after chilling on her trampoline for the night. Great job there, guys. Moving on to the next photograph. This is Maria Coyne-Toomey of Youth Work Ireland Galway, who's sleeping out with the team, and not only that, they have been on a Zoom call together all throughout the night. Well done, guys. Great to hear that you're getting involved and the community spirit is live and well. Third photograph I want to show you now is Team Intuity Technologies, who are sleeping out in their work car park on Father Griffin Road right now. So if you're near Father Griffin Road, you may be wondering what's happening in the car park. Well, it's Team Intuity Technologies. They're sleeping out in their work car park. Buckley, Anthony and the Johnsons, to name but a few. And more recently, John has been immersed on the swing music scene of the 30s and 40s, singing his own interpretations, his own versions of some classic jazz songs. He can be found regularly playing around Galway, and he's here with us live tonight to take us up until about 11:45. Please donate if you can. We're nearly there. And in the meantime, enjoy John Keneally.
Hello everybody. Thanks for joining us here on this stream from Q1, amazing space. Thanks for the opportunity to come here and play for all of you, and thanks to everybody at the Galway Summer Gardens for looking after us for so long. Yeah, enjoy the night. Thank you very much. Routine bites hard and ambitions are low, and redemption rides high, but emotions won't flow, and we're changing our ways, we're taking different roads, and love will tear us apart again, and love will tear us apart again. You cry out in your sleep. And do you cry out in your sleep? All my failings exposed. There's a taste in my mouth as desperation takes hold. Just that something so good simply won't function no more. And love will tear us apart again. And love will tear us apart again. And love will tear us apart again. And love.
Stunning music there from John Keneally, and the night is not over yet. We are approaching midnight. The fundraising continues until midnight and thereafter, and we are, with your help, going to reach that target of €90,000. An update to come after Barbara Vilso, who's now about to take to the stage. Barbara, we know her well from the likes of the Roisin Do, as I would say. Munro, she would frequent those. She's had a quiet year, but she's back with a bang tonight. It's time for us to up the tempo a little bit. A little bit about Barbara, for those who don't know of her. She was born in Italy, based in Galway. And she's a staple of Galway's music scene. She's versatile, dynamic, and she specialises in barbershop, jazz, vocalist, and as we said, usually frequents the Roisin Do and Munro's. She's going to charm us tonight, and the set's on its way right now. Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure for us to be here tonight for this wonderful project, the Galway Simon Community. My name is Barbara Vilso. This is Owen McCann playing guitar for you. And enjoy your night. We're going to play a few numbers for you. He had no time to regret, kept his dick wet, it always seemed safe bet. And me, and my head high, and my tears dry, get on without my guy. Oh, you went back to what you knew, so far removed from all the way we went through. And I try to trouble sad, my odds are sad, I go back to black. We only say goodbye with words, I die 100 times. You go back to her, and I go back to us. I love you much, it's not enough. You love blue and I love buff. And life is like a pie, and I'm a tiny penny rolling up the woes inside. We only say goodbye with words, I die 100 times. You go back to her, and I go back to. We only say goodbye with words, I die 100 times. You go back to her, and I go back to black, 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 oh, black, black,
well, this song doesn't need an introduction really, like. But we're gonna play a song by the wonderful Alicia Keys. It is a love song because we need a little bit of love, more of love in the word. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think that the physical things define what's within, and I before that life is a bore so full of superficial. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, babe, if I ain't got you, babe. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything. Some people search for a fountain that promises forever, yeah. Some people need 2,000 roses. That's the only way you have to prove you love them. Hand me the word on a silver platter, and what good would it be with no one to share, with no one who truly cares for me? Some people want it all, I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, and everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Some people want it all, I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything. Everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Lovely stuff. So, folks, we're going to play one more tune for you. And once again, Owen McCann play guitar for you, Barbara also. Galway Salmon community, donate, help us, support this project because it is very, very, very important. And we're going to leave you with an Etta James tune that goes like this. Yeah. I don't want you to be no slave. I don't want you to work all day. All I want is to be true. Well, I just want to make love to you. Love to you, yeah. Ooh, love to you. I don't want to keep you indoors. I don't want to, oh no, wash your clothes. There is nothing for you to do. Just let me make sweet love to you, yeah.
by the way you walk that walk, and I can say by the way you talk that talk, and I can know by the way you treat your girl that I can give you all the things in this whole wild world. All I wanna do is make you bread, just to make sure you're well fed. I don't want you sad and blue, but I just wanna make love, yeah, love to you. Oh, baby, I just wanna make love to you. I just wanna make love to you, yeah. Oh, yeah. But I just wanna make love to you. That's all, folks, from us. Thank you so much. Owen McCann, Barbara Russo. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Barbara Russo there. Great to see her back in on top form, obviously. And I have to say, isn't it great just to hear live music again? What a treat. All in aid, of course, of the big night of the year, which is tonight. It's the virtual sleep out for the Galway Simon community. So many groups already involved. We still have some music acts to come. As I was saying, it's all about the donations and all about you at home who are helping to create awareness, and those who are sleeping in different parts of the county, in their homes, in the workplaces, and in car parks, as we've heard. Now, we did say that there were prizes for the grown-ups too, and we do have a top fundraising prize. So mar bhí mé grata galore agriachtaíogus galore grúpi éagsúla fud fad an chundé anocht ag ghlacu páirt a géirí is dótha aird euro an factas seo agus mar thula muid níos luithe tá agriachtaí fearne obair ag fannach tíbh mí in sanna carclós sanna tá daoine ar na stráidena agus a réile agus tá sí aontaigh ar fad é sin eáil. Now, we did promise a top fundraising prize of a €500 DID electrical voucher. This was to the I guess the fundraising group that really pulled it out of the bag. We do have a name and a winner for that, and we've mentioned them already this evening, but it's a big congratulations. Winner of the €500 DID electrical voucher to Intuity Tech. And just to recap, there's 3 of that team currently sleeping out on Father Griffin Road in Galway City, of course, and there's more in Back Gardens. So obviously the work team is split up. 3 sleeping out in Father Griffin Road, some in Gardens, and there's rumour of a tree house sleep out as well. We have heard on the grapevine. So great fun there, guys. And you raised, I have to actually tell you at home how much Intuity Technology raised. It was a staggering amount, and it's to date, it's still growing, ever growing. And the amount is €10,213. That's €9,000 gavíle a trí jeg euro dá creche fad anécht buncha ma acu gur míle maicha pacarde mar bhí Karen ag rá níos luithe agus linn tá sé sin cótábhachta agus codróise sin go mór war leis an factas an lína agus le aithan duine atá páirteachs níthe nach. So well done, Intuity Tech, again, winners of the €500 DID electrical voucher. We will contact you on details. Interested to see how you'll spend it. Coffee, maybe a coffee machine for tomorrow morning, could be handy after your big sleep out tonight. Also, it's time to give an update, the second last update, I would say, of the current fundraising total of the evening. When I last spoke to you, we were at 87.7 as far as I remember, and we were trying to reach the magic number of €90,000 Riv Jerry Nahiha Anocht in the next 15 minutes. Now, it's not a small ask, but it's our final ask to you at home who are watching. Maybe you who are unable to take part tonight, who are unable to, stay outside or to take part, you're tuned in. We would love your help especially. We're nearly there. The current update is fantastic. It's in front of me here, and the number currently stands at €88,600. €88,600, which means we only have €1.4 thousand left to make. We've 10 minutes to do it. We want to get that figure. We've done so much tonight. You can see everyone here is putting together. We've had some fantastic musicians, entertainment all evening. This is a night for Galway. It's an important night to raise awareness of Galway homelessness, and we really, really need your help. Those at home, Shibshatag, Gurgarin, Sawala, Mas Féidir, Tashifiraiska, in Aragad Hortstoon, Tantoas, Fad, Sanask, Veer Shaw, Augustus Féidir, Livsha, and Knippe, Var and Shaw. The button to my top right, if you press that button and donate what you can, we hopefully will reach the magic number of 90,000 of €90,000 Egion Jerhin Oct Bommachet Namarshinde in the next 8 to 10 minutes. Shout out still coming in, your last chance to get them before we do end for the night. And there's lots coming in, lots obviously commenting on John and Barbara. Of late we have hello to Killian McDonough, Gain Zara, who do we not read already? Brenda O'Connor, she says, so proud Katie, obviously referring to her sister Katie O'Connor, so beautiful. Hello to Sadia Thompson, who says, wonderful to hear you Katie, and such an apt song of yours about Galway, wasn't it just? And what else have we got here? Brenda O'Connor, lots of love from your little sis, perfect song, amazing set altogether. Dav Shaman, the username Dav Shaman, amazing. Megan Carolyn watching us as well. Don't forget you can watch us on YouTube and do interact with us. Tell us what you're doing, where you're watching, why you're watching, and also donate while you're at it. Now, it is time for some final Galway music royalty. It is, of course, Leo Moran, and we want to introduce Leo, obviously, from the Saw Doctors, and he has, before we do finish up, he has a very important good night message to share with us all.
How are ye? I'm Leo Moran, and I'm delighted to be involved again this year with the virtual Sleepout for Galway Simon. Last year was the first time I did it, and I really learned an awful lot, even though the virtual Sleepout is really just a hint at the real difficulties facing homeless and vulnerable people. It was an amazing education for me, and I'll never be the same again when I see people in vulnerable and homeless situations. So it's been, as I said, a great education for me. So thanks for tuning in, and I have a little song for you to say goodnight. Same old faces, same old streets, same old people is all you meet. Too long waiting, standing round. I'm sick and tired of the same old town. Same old drizzle, same old rain, same old walking back home again. Same old heartache, lost and found. Same old story, same old town. And I go out for a walk to see if there's news. The rain on the path leaking into me shoes. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend. Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old Monday, closed all day. Farmers and their wisps of hay. The same old hanging around the square. Same old spoofers, same old stairs. You're welcome back, yeah. Bang the door. This Christmas time and the time before. I don't like asking. You're fairly wide. You never give us the price of a pint. And I go out for a walk to see if there's news. The rain on the path leaking into me shoes. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend. Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old story, same old town. You'd often wonder, as the years go past, why'd you ever bother going to mass? Was it the fear of God, or to find a wife, or buying shares in the afterlife? The bell still tolls, I heard it there, the final journey up through the square. Shop doors close and blinds come down, same old story, same old town. And I do howl at the moon, I go barking at dogs, take off all me clothes, lie out in the bog. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend, Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old story, same old town. Same old faces, same old streets, same old people is all you meet. Thank you very much for listening. A safe night, and the virtual Sleepout taught me how lucky and privileged we all are when we get to go to bed at night. So please be generous to the vulnerable among us. Thank you.
Thanks, Leo, for that, and a very apt message, a very apt song to end our 6-hour marathon live stream. I want to thank all of you, first of all, at home for staying with us all evening, for those who participated online, for those who donated, for those who sent photographs, for those of you especially who are in the middle or about to begin your night, your first night, or your one night experiencing what this life. We thank you for your efforts and your appreciation for the cause, and we wish you the best of luck on your endeavours. We've had a fantastic night here. We've had a fantastic 6 hours of entertainment from Galway. It's been a night for the West. We promoted the West. They have come and they've helped to raise awareness, number one, and a huge figure and a huge sum of money for what is a vital cause in the West. It was, of course, and it is, of course, the virtual Galway Simon Community Sleepout event 2020. It was different this year, but we did it, and with your help we achieved a figure that we could never have imagined. We came into this with an aim of €60,000. That was our aim for this year for 2020, bearing in mind everything that had happened and how tough things are on everybody, and how different the different restraints and the difficulties that are there. We came in with 60,000. We started this evening with 70,000. Seachto míle agus ó hin Elijah Mimudge go seachto cúig míle and sin 8 míle euro. We reached 85,000, 87,000, and we are over the moon and so proud and delighted to reveal that we are currently sitting very strongly and confidently on the round figure of €89,000, and we hope by tomorrow morning we can get the magic number of €90,000. We really want to thank everyone who was involved. The list is too long to go into. Everyone involved here, everyone behind the scenes, everyone who helped, everyone who is doing their bit this evening for Galway homelessness. And of course, as we know, remember that 100% of all proceeds, that's every cent that's raised tonight, will go directly towards supporting Galway Simon's Hopelessness Prevention Services, which is, of course, the key reason and the key message we want to portray tonight. For myself, Micheál O'Keefe, it was a pleasure being here. It was great to have some live music back on the stage. I do hope you take care. Stay tuned. For the rest of, you can catch up if you'd like tomorrow, but please do donate that final €1,000 just to make it at 90,000. Sleep well. God bless. Go Jay Shiv Slán agus Becky Mujarishiv.
Same old faces, same old streets, same old people is all you meet. Too long waiting, standing round, I'm sick and tired of the same old town. Same old drizzle, same old rain, same old walking back home again. Same old heartache, lost and found, same old story, same old town. And I go out for a walk to see if there's news. The rain on the path leaking into me shoes. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend. Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old Monday, closed all day. Farmers in their wisps of hay. The same old hanging around the square. Same old spoofers, same old stares. You're welcome back, yeah, bang the door. This Christmas time and the time before. I don't like asking, you're fairly wide. You never give us the price of a pint. And I go out for a walk to see if there's news. The rain on the path leaking into me shoes. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend. Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old story, same old town. You'd often wonder, as the years go past, why'd you ever bother going to mass? Was it the fear of God, or to find a wife, or buying shares in the afterlife? The bell still tolls, I heard it there. Final journey up through the square. Shop doors close and blinds come down. Same old story, same old town. And I do howl at the moon, I go barking at dogs. Take off all me clothes, lie out in the bog. I do talk to myself, I'm my only best friend. Sunday night, nearly Monday morning again. Same old story, same old town. Same old faces, same old streets, same old people is all you meet.